This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
PTB Wrestling Network family, welcome to this April ride on the WrestleTRAXX. It's kind of a weird month. I'm Scott Criscolo. Joining me, as always, our entertainment director, Greg Diener. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing fantastic, Scott. It's been a busy weekend for me, Scott, but
yes,
we're going to have some fun with WrestleMania 19 after WrestleMania 41 has come and gone. But this is going to be a very different WrestleTRAXX, Scott, for this month.
I'm curious to see what you mean by that. I was saying that this is the first time in WrestleTRAXX history. Same thing I did with Dave Hall and Through the Looking Glass, that this is the first WrestleMania show in April. Usually we do it in, obviously, March.
Yeah.
But we're doing it in April. What else is different about this time?
Oh, yeah, there's going to be an intermission during this episode.
An intermission?
Yes.
Wow. Is Tony Schiavone gonna or Mean Gene going to intro it like Tony did at SummerSlam '89? Yes, we're going to have an intermission for the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We thank you, our listeners, for voting. The poll this year was for this month was WrestleManias 16, 19, and 21. And you picked WrestleMania 19, which is a fantastic show. At the end of the show, during the Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle main event, I will unveil the ballot for May, which is going to be kind of fun. It's a bit of a mishmash. We usually don't have mishmash ballots, but this one's definitely a mishmash. So, all right. So if you're on the cock, let us line it up in 3, 2, 1. All right, so we get the opening montage, everybody warming up and getting loose, because this is actually a very memorable WrestleMania. It was almost like as Kurt Angle, as everybody does parts of the promo. Of course, this WrestleMania is almost a transition WrestleMania. A lot of people call it the epilogue of the Attitude Era. Others call it the prologue to aggression. So it is it's a fascinating show. It's also very good. It's probably one of the best top to bottom match shows of all time. I mean, it's got at least probably 4 matches that are 3.5 stars. One match that's one of my favorite of all time that kind of blew me away that it was as good as it ended up being. Yeah, I was kind of pumped for this show, Greg.
Oh, I was too. I remember the big lead up to this show was around Angle, Lesnar, Hunter and Booker, and Austin Rock 3.
Yep. And then you kind of out of nowhere, we got Hogan and Vince.
Yes.
Which was kind of low flow, and then, 20 years in the making, because 2003, 1983, we're getting all of the montages. But it's a fascinating WrestleMania because you have this montage of guys. Now, the last 2 years, WrestleManias 17 and 18, you had the same thing. You did have a mix of the newer guys and the, mildly older guys. But the established guys were at the top of the card. No disrespect, obviously, to Kurt Angle, but we're talking Brock Lesnar, who had only been in the company a year, and here he is in the main event. Now, we didn't know what the main event was going to be. We weren't sure if they were going to do Kurt and Brock or Hunter and Booker last, or Stone Cold and Rock last. We had no idea. I think that's also what made this show very cool. Of course, the date, March 30th, 2003. I had been working for my company that I'm at now for exactly a week. I had started the previous Monday, March 24th. So the following day, I would have been with my company for 1 week, and now I've been there over 22 years.
Oh, man.
Yeah. One of my first things I ever did in my company, incidentally, was I did a Yankees Blue Jays game for the Yes Network when Greg Myers separated Jeter's shoulder at Skydome.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that in a bit.
Yes, we are. So we'll talk all of 2003. Well, not NFL because we're in the off season, obviously, but baseball, Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs. The Lakers were going for a four-peat in 2003 spring. We are, of course, at a very unique venue. We are at Safeco Field in Seattle, home of the Mariners, and we'll talk about the Mariners. 2 years earlier, the Mariners set the Major League record with 116 regular season wins. Didn't do them any good, but what are you going to do?
Hey, we got split announce team tonight.
We do. We have JR and King doing Raw, and we have doing the Raw matches, and we have Michael Cole and Taz doing the SmackDown matches. As a matter of fact, we will be opening with a SmackDown match.
Oh.
The World's Tag Team Championship. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong. Sorry.
No, we're at the Cruiserweight Championship.
Cruiserweight Championship. I just realized maybe I should put my glasses on. The World Tag Team Championship was on Heat. Chief Morley and Lance Storm defeated Kane and RVD.
Oh, God.
But Kane and RVD would end up winning the belts the next night on Raw anyway. So, we open with the Cruiserweight Championship, and that is our champion, Matt Hardy, taking on Rey Mysterio. And Rey, of course, his tradition would be that starting this year, for all the big shows, he would dress as a Marvel or DC superhero. On this evening, he is dressed like Daredevil.
Yeah, because the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie would be out at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a movie that had people in it.
Yeah.
Not good.
Okay. I gotta say, the Mattitude thing, I love how it's styled like Windows Media Player at the time.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. Matt is appearing in his fourth WrestleMania. And let's see what the second one is. It's always 2 per match. I always type them through Rotella when I'm watching it work. Matt often wonders how they did WrestleMania without him. So Matt won the Cruiserweight title at No Way Out. He defeated Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
And here is a big title match to get this show started. What do you think of the aesthetics of Safeco, Greg?
I kind of like it for this show. I kind of like having WrestleMania in a big baseball stadium. I mean, I think the Seahawks stadium, I don't think would be open yet, or if it was, it's only been open for a year. So,
I don't know if I think weren't they maybe building it at that moment? They may still have been at Husky Stadium.
They were at Husky Stadium in 2001, but I think they moved in 2002 to coincide with them going to the NFC.
Okay. I don't know if that building in Seattle would, because it's so weird shaped.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, it's now been 22 years. I feel like it would have been there by now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been in New Orleans 3 times now. Well, this would be the 3rd time next year, but
I gotta say, with All In, I'm kind of surprised AEW hasn't considered doing an All In T-Mobile Park, which is the new name of it now.
It is T-Mobile Park, yes. I think you're right. I am glad that there's a bunch of Connecticut people sitting there. You got Big Al Mailman from New Britain. We got a girl from Trumbull sitting. See, Carissa Cavalli, living in Trumbull, Connecticut. So I got a couple of my locals sitting a couple rows on the camera side. It's kind of cool. Shannon Moore in the helping out Matt there. Matt really embraced this character when him and Jeff were drafted apart. Of course, Jeff was on Raw, and Jeff at this point was kind of in a bad place. He had that slop shop match with Jericho at No Way Out, and then he had that weird storyline where he kept like making out with Trish, and it was a very strange storyline. And then I think by June, I think they give him a boot, because I think by, I would say, summer or early fall, I think he's in TNA.
Yeah, he's in TNA definitely by the end of 2003.
Yeah. Not a bad match so far. So what would you like to open up with? What sport would you like to go back in time to first?
Okay, let me get this out of the way with the NHL, because we only got 3 games this night. So
okay.
So we have Edmonton at the Blackhawks. We had a 4-4 tie between them. We had the Canucks at the Pond playing the Mighty Ducks. The Ducks with a 3-1 win. And then at the Meadowlands, we had the Islanders and the Devils. Devils 6-0 winners. Patrick Elias with a hat trick and Morty Brodeur 19 saves. So here are your division leaders. So we have this dumb system, Scott, with the ties and the overtime losses. So just be prepared here. In the Atlantic, the Devils lead at 45, 28, 5 of 103 points. In the Northeast, we got Ottawa at 49, 21, 8, and 1 at 107 points. In the Southeast, we got the Lightning up 2 points on the Capitals at 35, 23, 15, and 5 with 90 points. In the Central, the Red Wings lead at 46, 29, and 3 with 104 points. Northwest, the Canucks lead with 45, 22, 12, and 1 with 103 points. And the Stars lead the Pacific with 105 points at 43, 17, 5, and 4.
Okay. Devils, of course, would obviously eventually become Stanley Cup champions. They would win that series. They would beat the Ducks in the finals. In fact, was it Marc-Andre Fleury, right? He actually would win the Conn Smythe.
No, Giguère. Jean-Sebastian Giguère.
I always do that. Jean-Sebastian Giguère.
Oh, twist of fate by Matt here.
Twist of fate. Nice move. When he kicks out.
Only 2.
Giguère, that's right. I always do that.
Although
when I think of the Ducks goalie. I don't know why.
Although I will say, Scott, at the card show I was at Hopster this week, I did get a nice Marc-Andre Fleury dual jersey card from the Golden Knights from an Upper Deck set.
Oh, very nice. Cool. Yeah, you were at a nice convention, little show this weekend. Please, as the evening progresses, give us a little insight on how it was. I've been to a good card show in ages, so.
Oh yeah, I was at the Long Island National at Hofstra University this week, so I got
very cool.
I got some good sports cards. I got some cards for my brother because he's a big Jets fan. I got like a graded 1970 tops of Emerson Boozer for $15.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like going to shows because you can find like good deals on some stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't been to a good card show in a while. I feel like the only cons I go to now are WrestleCons, and you only get to see so many fat losers.
Yeah.
Fucking degenerates. So I would love a good card show.
Oh.
That was
I love the. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, Matt used the ropes. Oh, that's a shame.
It is a shame. Now, Matt would actually hold the Cruiserweight title for a while. He would lose it on the. I actually know this because I've been watching where I am at my Chrono Watch is right around here. He would lose it on the June 5th, 2003 episode of SmackDown. And who would he lose to? Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
Oh.
So Rey would eventually win the Cruiserweight title. It would take him a few months, but.
Oh, Scott!
Here we go.
Oh,
is it Vince? No, it's not. It's the Bud Light Catfight
No,
girls. Two
no,
chicks who probably never drank a Bud Light.
it's the Miller Lite Catfight girls, Scott.
Oh, why did I say Bud Light? Wow.
Uh,
So everyone, I just want to let everyone know that I am battling a flu bug. So eventually, I might just say Jeremy Borash is ring announcing and just ignore me. The Miller Lite Catfight girls. I don't know why I keep saying Bud Light. I feel like I thought it was Bud Light Pillow. I don't know. Whatever. I don't drink either of them anyway. They're crap. So
no.
Anyway, look, happy birthday, Patrick Bateman.
But is it Jason Bateman's birthday?
Jason Bateman? All right. So.
Oh no. Undertaker, Big Show, Nunzio beat the shit out of Nathan Jones, Scott.
Nathan Jones laid out because he was not ready for this match.
Oh, that's WWE's favorite band in the whole world, according to Tony Chibble. It's Limp Bizkit.
Yep. And Limp will be playing, you know what time it is.
Rolling, keep rolling.
A song that is now, 4 years old?
Yeah.
Pretty much, but it is WrestleMania, so. All right, great. That's right. Kids are watching. Throw up that middle finger. Well, I guess they've been watching Steve Austin, so I guess I can't really say anything.
You know what I love about this venue, Scott, is the outdated early 2000s advertising, because I see an ad for the Mariners on the UPN station, and there's a thing up top for the best damn sports show period on Fox Sports.
Oh God. Yep.
I think I saw an ad for 76 gas.
Don't care.
We don't care.
If you don't care,
we don't care. Hey,
this ate up a lot of time.
We were 2 years removed from maybe the greatest song they ever used for WrestleMania from Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah, that's JR. How much he loves My Way. It's like an earworm that's never left his brain. And check. Guy, I knew if we put WrestleMania 17 on this ballot, I have a feeling Sean Kidd wouldn't have voted for it, but I have a feeling that probably would have won. But I kind of felt like that was a cop out one.
Wait, who's this white kid in the Carolina blue sweater?
I'm kind of surprised that John Cena didn't come back out for this. Cena came out during Heat. We will not see John Cena on this show. He was on Heat.
Yeah, sadly.
Who is this little shit? It's not Just Joe or Little Joe, Joe C. They're probably like, we didn't tell Freddie could walk all the way up the ramp.
Hey, he can do whatever he wants, Fred Durst.
Do now. Rolling. Well, Vince isn't really paying attention to this because he's trying to make sure Hogan doesn't squeeze him for another, $50,000 for his payday.
Yeah. I love the sight of seeing the foul poles. It kind of makes me feel like this is like a Tokyo Dome show on January.
I know, right? It is pretty funny. The sad part about this is probably, and I love when Taker had the flag on the bike. It's fucking awesome. This is probably one of Taker's crappiest Mania matches too. This was the Mania. This was the match where he probably said, "Yeah, I think this gimmick has probably run its course." And 1 year later, things will change. But I think this open is longer than the match.
It pretty much is. You know what? I'm in the spirit. How about we talk about the 2003 Seattle Mariners since we're at Safeco tonight?
All right, let's do it.
All right, so the 2003 Seattle Mariners were 93-69 in 03, finishing in second place, 3 back of the Oakland A's who won the division. And these are your opening day starters. We have Brett Boone, Mike Cameron, Jeff Cirillo, Carlos Guillen, Mark McElmore, John Olerud, Ichiro, of course, in his third season, Dan Wilson, and Randy Wynn, and your starting pitcher, Jamie Moyer.
I was so crushed when John Olerud left the Mets after 1999 to sign with Seattle. But he said in a press conference, it had nothing to do with the Mets as a team. I love the Mets, but I guess his grandparents were getting older, and he wanted to be closer to home so he could take care of them. So that's why he signed with Seattle. And I believe that. I totally believe that.
Yeah.
So.
And, funny enough, do you know who got traded to the Mariners in the 2003 season? It's a pitcher. It's a relief pitcher.
Heathcliff Slocum?
No. Armando Benitez.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah, because remember the Mets traded him to the Yankees, and he was on the Yankees for 2 weeks, and then they traded him to Seattle.
Yes. That's funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Taker's in good shape.
So
this was supposed to be. Sorry, go ahead.
Pat Borders was still active in 2003.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Pat Borders with a pair of rings. 92 and 93 Blue. One of my favorite guys on those 92-93 Blue Jays teams.
Yeah. All right. So
good hitter, catcher.
So what were we gonna say about this match?
So I was just saying. So our match was supposed to be A-Train and Big Show against The Undertaker and Nathan Jones. But it was, as Taker was supposed to kind of be coaching Nathan Jones down the righteous path because, the whole thing he was in, an Australian gulag or whatever, and obviously it was clear that he was just not ready for prime time. And we're not actually talking, a No Way Out or a fucking Backlash here. We're talking the biggest show of the year. So that's why they did the gimmick where the FBI, Big Show and A-Train took out Nathan Jones into John, and Taker's wrestling this match as a handicap match. At this point, his streak is, 95, 6, 97, 98, 99, 01, 02, 10-0. That's right, because he did the 10 fingers. I should have done that instead of counting in my head. Man, I really am doped up. Because a year earlier in Toronto, he did the 10 fingers after he pinned Ric Flair. So I should have just remembered that instead of trying to count the fucking shows.
Okay.
God.
Oh, Scott, sign of the night. Someone had a Mow Your Back shirt for Albert.
So Taker's in great shape here.
Yeah.
So in Taker's 3 WrestleMania matches in this gimmick, he fought Triple H, Ric Flair, and these 2 jamokes.
Oh, God.
So, I mean, he went from awesome to epic to this. Might actually be, too, if we go back through time, Greg, this might be the earliest Taker match in WrestleMania history. When was the last time? I actually just thought it in my head, and I might be right, actually, as doped up as I am. I think he was the second match at WrestleMania 8 between him and Jake.
Yes, because Shawn and Tito were first.
Opened, right. Let me think. 93, the Deontay match was in the middle, or Gonzalez, whatever. 94, he wasn't there. Him and Bundy, somewhere in the middle. Him and Diesel was second to last, right?
Yeah, it was before Brett Shawn.
Right, okay. Obviously, he was in the main event. 13, he was second to last. I think him and Kane were, right before Brett, Shawn, and Steve. 14. 15, the cell match with Boss Man was terrible. That was in the middle. 16, he wasn't there. 17 with Triple H was kind of on the backside. And then him and Flair were kind of in the middle. So this is probably, this is the earliest Taker match on a WrestleMania card since 1992. It's crazy.
Well, we see the photographer.
You know what's funny? Oh, sorry, Greg.
I was going to mention the photographers at ringside. We see George Napolitano there with the photographers. Yep.
Well, of course he is, and I'm sure our pal, what's his name, is there too.
Bill Apter.
Bill, Bill's probably there somewhere too. Shit, I just had something I forgot. While we're watching this.
Shit, Taker had Big Show in an armbar. Jeez. Now he's got H.
I think Taker was like to Vince, like, listen, if I gotta wrestle this fucking shit on my own, I'm where the fuck I want. And and Vince is probably like, okay.
He was watching
I'm doing my fucking thing. So
he was watching those Tito Ortiz, and he was like, I want to do some of that shit.
I know. But what's sad is I've been this has been one of my chrono watches, and I'm about a week before now. I'm coming up on Vengeance, of course, would be in July. And Taker has pretty much spent these like 4 months dealing with FBI. That's it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He was due to go back to the dead man.
Yeah, he really was. Obviously, it's nothing we won't know about it now. It doesn't really happen until like the spurt, like into like May and June. But you have the Vince Zach Gowen stuff just absolutely suffocates the show, and the Hogan Mr. America, and then another debut, which we get to later on in the show, kind of does the same thing. I thought SmackDown was the better show, and maybe because we think of guys like Benoit and Eddie and Kurt and those. But don't forget, after tonight, Kurt takes like 2 months off. After tonight, Kurt's gone till, I don't know, I think early June. So he's gone for a while. Everyone thinks, well, they have Benoit, they have Eddie, and they have Ray and all these guys. But they just kind of middled around the mid-card. And then, obviously Raw has had its own set of problems. We'll talk about Raw the next night as we progress this evening, because obviously big things happened on that show. I mean, kudos to A-Train. Pretty good spot for him, we'll say.
Yeah, God bless A-Train. At least he's trying.
Right. I mean, this match isn't 5 stars, but I mean, at least Taker's clearly the best conditions of the 3 dudes. So, I think Vince wasn't worried. Your time of this match is only 9:42.
Oh, it feels like forever.
I know. Well, it's funny. The Ray Matt match was 5.5. The matches get progressively longer as we move ahead. This evening. So we'll do our usual stuff on the show tonight. We will check out what's going on in the NBA. As I mentioned, the Lakers were going. I don't think they were in the playoffs yet. I think the regular season was wrapping up. But of course, the Lakers were going for a 4-peat.
Yes.
4-peat.
So, I could go through those games right now because we got 9 games tonight. So 9 games tonight on March 30th. So we'll start in Denver, Washington at Denver.
Okay.
The Nuggets winning 88-72. Michael, in one of his final games, scored 19 points to lead all scorers.
Okay.
Kings at the Pistons at the Palace. Pistons winning 99-88. Chris Webber, 22 points. Peja Stojakovic, 21 points. Clifford Robinson had 21 points for Detroit. Ben Wallace had a double-double, 12 points and 16 rebounds.
Wow.
Then we go to Indiana at Conseco Fieldhouse. Suns at the Pacers. Pacers winning 92-81. Sean Marion, 22 points, 15 rebounds for Phoenix. Jermaine O'Neal, 24 points and 11 rebounds for Indiana. And then At Staples, the Clippers are home this night. Clippers winning 102-100 over Memphis. Mike Miller scored 29 points for the Grizz. Corey Maggette, 18 points for the Clippers.
Okay.
And then Milwaukee taking on Miami at home in Milwaukee. Bucks winning 109-87. Gary Payton, 24 points for the Bucks. I think this was right after he got traded from Seattle. And Sam Cassell scored 23 for Milwaukee. Caron Butler, the leading scorer for the Heat, 24 points. Bad times for Miami, but soon somebody in the NCAA tournament who was doing very well at this time would come along to help the Heat in the fall.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
The Mavs at the T-Wolves, Mavs winning 119-95. Dirk had 33 points. Double-double for Steve Nash, 14 points, 15 rebounds. Oh, there's Nathan Jones.
There he is. There's Nathan Jones.
There's Nathan Jones. That was some fucking great kick he made.
It was a good kick, though. I mean, maybe that's all he could
do. Kevin Garnett scored 24 for the Wolves, in case you're wondering.
Oh.
And then, I guess it's time, Scott.
Yep.
Tubes? Is it going to Tubes? Yeah, Tombstone that A-Trade. Ooh. Someone proudly held up an Oregon Suck shirt. A sign.
So Nathan Jones came out, got a couple of kicks in, and that was clearly good enough for Vince to see. And Taker runs his record to 11-0.
Okay, let me see how many rests. All right, we got 3 more games here. Oh, Reach would be very happy because the Hornets were home this night against the Spurs, but sadly the Spurs won 92-90. Tim Duncan scored 33 points and had 12 rebounds. David Robinson only scored 3, but Jamal Mashburn scored 24 for the Hornets. And then the Lakers playing the Sonics. Sonics winning 119-98. Shaq with 34. Kobe with 14 points. Ray Allen, 32 points for Seattle. Rashad Lewis, 24 points for Seattle. And then at the ACC in Toronto, Knicks at the Raptors. Raptors 95-86 winners. Allen Houston, 24 points for the Knicks. Vince Carter, 28 points. And then your divisional leaders, the Nets, 45-28, 2 up on the Sixers. Pistons lead the Central at 46-26. Mavs lead by 2 games over the Spurs in the Midwest at 55-18, and the Kings lead the Pacific at 52-22. And here's the Mirror Lake Catfight girls, Scott.
Yep, and they find Tori Wilson and Stacy Keebler. We got 4 amazing set of legs and a few pairs of other things.
I love test. Yeah, because remember Scott.
Yes, I love testicles.
Because remember, this was at the time when they did. Remember when they did the Girls Gone Wild pay-per-view, Scott, that WWE co-promoted?
Yes. Yep.
And if you can find it, Scott Keith's review of that pay-per-view is like the greatest thing ever. Hold on, is that a Jamie Moyer poster up there?
I was just thinking that because the graphic was blocking it at first. I think it is Jamie Moyer, actually.
Wow, so an image of Jamie Moyer appeared at WrestleMania.
How about that? I mean, who else was on that team? Who else was on that rotation?
Fuck if I know.
I know. I don't remember. Not Andy Bennis. No.
Actually, do I still? I don't. I think I got rid of the tab.
Oh, okay.
Let me just baseball reference 2003 Seattle Mariners here.
So we're getting while you're looking that up, we're getting a clip from Heat when RVD and Kane got help from the Dudley boys, but then the Dudley boys turned on RVD and Kane because they needed to. Well, I guess there was miscommunication because apparently
Uh,
Devon didn't know what was going on, so
no. Okay, here's the Mariners rotation of 3 as we see Trish coming out.
Yep.
Ryan Franklin, Joel Pinheiro, Freddie Garcia, and Gil Mesh.
wow.
Jamie Moyer was 21-7 in 2003.
Was he really?
Yeah. Brett Boone
Wow.
was 35 home runs, 117 RBIs.
I think that's when they were curious about his,
Yeah.
his
Well,
enhancing.
Well, let's be honest. The biggest hit in by a Boone in 2003 wouldn't be by him.
No. It would be quite a number of months from here.
Yeah. Yes. Now, I will mention a funny story about Joel Pinheiro, Scott.
Yep.
And this has nothing to do with him. But one night, as we see Jazz coming out, me and my brother were driving home from like a Yankees game or listening to the post game with John Sterling. And he mentions the Mariners and he talks about Joel Pinheiro. He has great stuff. He's 1-7. I don't know if John Sterling said it as a rib. I don't know if he was being serious. But to this day, we always think about that. We always laugh out loud whenever it's brought up.
That is pretty funny. So we have a triple threat for the women's championship now. The champion is Victoria with her guy there, Steven Richards. Victoria has held the belt since Survivor Series. So she's had it for a while.
Yeah.
And it is a triple threat with Jazz and Trish.
Yeah. I think this is the Stevie Knight Heat era, isn't this?
I believe so.
So this is the first match we have JR and King for.
Correct.
All right, no. First person to get a pinfall submission gets the title.
Correct.
And that's Jack Doan is our referee for this match.
Yep. Ooh.
Ooh.
As mentioned, Victoria's had the belt since that awesome hardcore match she had with Trish at the Garden back in November at Survivor Series.
I think that was an underrated show, Survivor Series.
It totally was. Absolutely. The tag was good. Steiner's debut, the women's hardcore, obviously the Chamber.
The Dudleys reuniting.
Dudley's reuniting. Big Show upsetting Brock. I mean, the match wasn't great, but the moment was unexpected. Paul turning on him.
Well, wouldn't be the last unexpected turn by Paul Heyman.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. A reminder, of course, like always, when we get to the main event tonight, I will unveil the ballot for May, and I believe, Greg, we have 3 different shows from 3 different promotions.
Yes, and 2 of them I think we had on a ballot last year for this month.
Yes. So should be very interesting. But we'll give you those at the end when we get to the main event.
The early aughts women's division in WWE, I think, doesn't get enough credit for how great it was.
I agree. Unfortunately, I think it started when Trish left in 2006 and Jazz left and Lita left in 2007. I think it left a big vacuum that took, probably 5 or 6 years to fill.
I don't think it wasn't until probably the Beckys and the Baileys and the Sashas
and the Charlottes and yeah, totally. 2015, 2016. Yeah, I agree.
But hey, I mean, talking about WrestleMania, I think last week, Io, Rhea, and Bianca, I think probably had might go down as maybe the greatest women's match in the history of WWE.
Yeah, Somebody asked me, Greg, I can't remember who it was. Was it Dr. G? No, maybe it was, no, I don't remember now. It might have been Grooney. I'm not sure. Somebody asked, are we, you and I, ever going to put one of the current 2-night manias on a ballot? And I thought about it and I said, I mean, unfortunately, we can't ignore them. However, you and I cannot watch 2 nights in a row. We're not going to do a podcast that's, 8.5 hours long. That's not happening. So I'm thinking maybe next year we'll put a couple of the 2-nighters. And if one of the 2-nighters wins, then maybe we'll do another ballot the following week and people could vote on which night we do.
That'd be actually a good idea.
Yeah, because I think like WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, I think shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah.
Even 40, even last year in Philly. Can't ignore those.
Night 2, I think WrestleMania 40 night 2 is like so perfect.
Right. So that might be something we think about next year. Maybe we'll put one of the 2-nighters on the ballot, and if that wins, because we usually do a few weeks in between. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a ballot the following week, and people could vote which night we do.
Yeah, we'll do a runoff election.
Yes, exactly. We'll do a runoff. No Chads.
1, 2, no.
No, roll up. Trish was definitely establishing herself at this point as, obviously one of the queen bees. And her and Jazz, I think, had really good chemistry. I actually kind of would start digging Victoria when she turned face. I actually kind of dug 04 babyface Victoria. I thought she was kind of cool.
Oh, what a drop there.
So I think there's a logo that's blurred on a poster. Yeah. But then there's another poster 5 guys down that just says Poon. So I don't know.
I don't get it. Selective blurring, I suppose.
Of course, this is still the home of the Mariners. We actually had a Winter Classic here.
Yep.
I think it was 3 years ago. The Kraken played the Golden Knights, I think, if I remember correctly.
I think it might have been last year, the Kraken and the Golden Knights. That was a good curveball for a Winter Classic. The 2 newest
I agree,
teams.
And I thought the Kraken's sweaters were fucking cool. So.
Yeah. Oh, Stevie coming out here, starting some shit with Jazz. Oh, 1, 2, nope.
Oh.
This is a fun little 3-way here.
It really is.
So just behind the scenes, normally I'm doing this on my my laptop, watching the show while holding my notes, but this is something different. I'm watching the Peacock app on my TV with my notes on my computer, so I figured I'd do something different here.
Yeah, I actually have 3 things going. I'm watching the show on my Fire TV. My actual TV is the Fire Stick. I'm watching it on the Peacock app. One laptop has the Zoom that we're recording, and my Chromebook has the wiki page and my other stuff. So I have like a NORAD going on here.
Oh, Stevie!
Look at great captioning. Look at Steven, that idiot.
And it's rare to talk about how great the Peacock captioning is.
I know.
Oh. Oh, right in the gut. And kick. 1. Oh, that did it, huh? Okay.
That did it. So Trish would be, I think, now a 2-time women's champion. After she kind of got boned last year when Jazz was champion at WrestleMania 18 and Trish didn't win in her home city.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be like a problem. Vince not throwing a bone to somebody in their hometown.
No. The Hardys constantly got jobbed out in North Carolina.
Now, hold on, Scott. They blurred that one sign, but they didn't blur out that bomb North Korea sign. Oh, yeah. Hey, Scott, you remember when The Rock was an interesting heel?
And not a fucking narcissistic prick? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if he mentions Nick and Ari in this promo.
Nick and Ari, Nick and Ari, Nick and Ari.
Nick and Ari. I had sushi with Nick and Ari. Meanwhile, you look like you drank Nandrolone by 2025. He looks great here. During the Rock promo, I just want to make a point that Trish would hold the title for only a month. Jazz would beat her at Backlash when they were starting to build the Thuggin' and Buggin' thing with Teddy Long and Rodney Mack and all that. And then she would lose the title in June to the debuting, Greg, do you know who I'm about to say? The debuting Gail Kim.
Oh, yes.
So Jazz got hurt in that match. I think she broke something or separated her shoulder, and she would be gone for almost a year. I don't think she came back until she may not have come back until after WrestleMania 20. And she was never the same after that. She would wrestle a little bit, and then she would pretty much, be an agent or whatever, and then she would float around. I think she'd go to TNA. She'd be the NWA champion in like the mid 2010s kind of thing. But anyway.
I like how Coach is all dressed up.
He is.
Act 3, the end, the climax, the grand finale. This truly felt like this match was the end of an era.
Yeah, it totally was. Totally was. I remember, and none of us, when we get to it, I mean, I remember sitting with my buddy Mike, and I was, and we were all at the house, and I was sitting with my boy Dr. G, who, as everyone knows, is the biggest Steve Austin fan on the planet. I don't think it really hit us that Austin was done, but we'll get more into that when we get to that match.
Yeah. I will say, heel Hollywood Rock at this period was like everything about this time was gold.
Yep, even the theme song.
Oh, the theme song. 5-minute-long theme.
Is cooking. Bow, 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 bow. But we'll get to that later. All right. We go back to SmackDown. It seems like SmackDown's. It sounds like it looks like the way they formatted this, because obviously Eddie, as I'm looking at Eddie now, Michael and Taz obviously do the main event, which was unprecedented for them. I think it's the first main event JR doesn't do since
12, I think.
Yeah, 12.
God, I can't say enough about how much I loved Los Guerreros at this time.
Oh, totally.
Probably like one of my all-time favorite tag teams.
Yeah, totally.
God,
How come he's not blurred as he's walking down the ramp?
Yeah, I know. We had that one signboard. We don't blur this guy, and we don't blur the bomb North Korea sign, and we don't blur Poon.
We don't blur Poon. But this was the kind of year he had in 03. He was all kind of like mishmashed, in the middle.
Yep. Yeah, things would get better in the next year.
Yes.
Rhino. I think Yeah, this is his WrestleMania debut. He wasn't at Mania 18.
Nope, and he only debuted. He wasn't in a match, but of course he interfered in the TLC 2 years earlier.
Yep. And now we got Team Angle.
Yep.
The world's greatest tag team.
Who the hell is Charlie Austin?
Stupid
That's what the
peacock.
captioning says. Charlie Austin. Idiots.
I swear to God, AI must be doing this captioning for Peacock.
Oh, actually, absolutely awful.
We could do a better job than
yeah, we really can. We honestly can. These guys were so good.
Oh, they were.
Shelton, so good.
I remember when they came up, I was so excited because I heard like great things about them from OVW.
Yep.
Because like I remember hearing about how the tag team Benjamin was in with Lesnar. With the Minnesota stretching crew, they were.
Yep. They both had the Golden Gopher colors.
So while this match is going on, how about we talk about the 2003 NCAA men's basketball tournament?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, one thing I want to point out is, Scott, if you'll remember, the early rounds of the tournament were actually not broadcast on CBS. They were actually broadcast on ESPN because there was a reason for that, because that was around the time of the start of the Iraq War. So CBS was having to show news updates, so they couldn't show the tournament. So ESPN stepped in to air it instead.
Correct.
So we got in the East region some upsets in the first round. We have number 12 Butler beating number 5 Mississippi State. Number 10 Auburn going to OT, winning against number 7 St. Joseph's. And then Butler went all the way to the Sweet 16, losing Oklahoma. And Auburn went all the way to the Sweet 16, losing to Syracuse. So in the regional final in Albany, it was Syracuse over Oklahoma 63-47. I'm sure JR was very sad that night.
Yes, and think about a couple of teams you've just mentioned. You have Butler, who was just scratching the surface of what they would do, 7 years later.
Yep.
And then St. Joe's the following year with Jameer Nelson would go undefeated going into the tournament.
Yeah, the number 1 seed. I think they went all the way to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. But that was one of the teams you knew was probably not good enough to win the whole thing.
No.
So, but Jameer Nelson was a hell of a player, though.
Yeah. South Regional. Let me just see. I think we have all chalk except number 9 Purdue beat LSU 80-56 in round 1. So we had in the regional final in the South, Texas beating Michigan State, who was seeded number 7. 85-76, the regional final at the Alamo Dome. And then Midwest Regional, we had number 13 Tulsa upsetting number 4 Dayton, 81-74. So in the regional final, we had number 1 Kentucky against number 3 Marquette, coached by Tom Crean. And it was a young kid by the name of Dwayne Wade upsetting the Wildcats 83-69.
Yep.
And before you ask, wasn't there a guy named Diener on that Marquette team? Yes, and I'm not related to him. I wish I was.
That's funny.
And then the West Regional, which the final was at the Pond. You see here. Upset. We had number 11 Central Michigan over number 6 Creighton 79-73, and number 10 Arizona State beat Memphis 84-71. Kansas defeated Arizona 70-75. So your final 4 New Orleans. In the one semifinal, we had Syracuse beating Texas 95-84. Then the second semifinal, we had Kansas smoking Marquette 94-61. So Scott, It was on our last show we talked about Jim Boeheim being on the losing end of a Final Four New Orleans.
Correct.
Well, this time he was on the winning end of a Final Four, as it was Carmelo Anthony leading the way to be the MOP of the tournament, and then the famous Hakeem Warwick blocked shot to win the championship for the Orange.
Yep. And then, of course, Carmelo Anthony would only stay 1 year, and he would get drafted by the Nuggets.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he would bounce around and have a pretty solid NBA career. Does he have any rings?
You see. He does have 3. 06 with Shaq, 12 and 13 with LeBron and Bosh.
Oh, I had no idea he was on the Heat. I had no idea. I had no idea he was on the Heat. So him and Dwayne Wade would end up being teammates.
Wait, Carmelo?
Yeah, I was saying Carmelo.
I thought you were talking about Dwayne Wade. I'm sorry.
No, Melo.
Oh, Melo. No. Melo has no rings.
Okay, I thought so.
I thought you were talking about Wade. I'm sorry.
No, I know DW won 3. Of course you did. No, I was talking about.
Okay, I was
Melo.
Confused. All right.
That's okay.
I was gonna say about Kansas. One notable thing was this was the last game Roy Williams would be coach of the
Correct.
Jayhawks.
The following year he would take the North Carolina job. Yes, he would.
And he'd win the championship 2 years later against
2 years later with an amazing. Wow, that was one of my favorite. That 05 final, Carolina and Illinois, is one of my favorite finals because both those teams were fucking stacked.
Yep.
I love that. D Brown, Luther Head. Who's the other guy? Darren Williams on Illinois, and then Carolina had Sean May. What's his name? Raymond Felton.
Nick. Yeah, former Bobcat too.
Yep, and a future Nick. Who else is on that team? Anyway, and of course, so 2 years. It's sad that Roy Williams never won a national championship at Kansas. It's a bummer.
Yeah, because I think
Bill Self came in, and Bill Self would win.
08 and 22.
22. Yep.
And arguably, you could say that maybe if not for COVID, he would have won in 2020.
Yeah, they had a pretty good team.
I do have, speaking of Kansas, I have sitting up top on my bookshelf a Danny Manning LA Clippers starting lineup figure.
Nice. Danny and the Miracles. I want to talk about that 03 national championship for a minute because, like I had said, when I was hired by my current company, which had a different name in 2003, one of the first things I did was the national championship game because I was hired by the company to be the coordinator, the position I have now, for CSTV. And was it this? I believe it was the next night, Greg, either the next night or a week from that Monday. That Syracuse and Kansas would play in the national championship, and I was covering that for CSTV. We didn't do the game, obviously. CSTV had no connection to CBS, not for another 5 years. But CSTV would end up leaving and going to give it because people want to hear my work. People want to hear my resume. CSTV left. Our company went to Denver. They actually went to Comcast. So I spent a year doing some crap for A&E, and then I spent 2 years doing NBA TV.
Oh, great!
I did NBA TV for 2 years, and then they left and went to Turner in the fall of 05, and then I did more A&E crap for a year, and then CSTV came back in January of 07, and I've had them ever since. And they've obviously changed. They became the CBS College Sports Network, and then the CBS Sports Network. And Team Angle, I was surprised by this, to be honest.
No,
I actually thought that Benoit and Rhino were going to win, but
yeah. But I was pretty happy to see Team Angle win it.
Yeah, I think it was a needed like a qualifier win for them. Now, eventually, Chavo would get hurt and would be out for a while, so Eddie would get Tajiri as his partner, and they would actually beat Team Angle a couple months later at Judgment Day to win the tag titles. And then after Kurt Angle turned face and dumped these two guys, that's when they officially were renamed the World's Greatest Tag Team, and then they would win the tag titles in sometime in June. So.
Oh, we get it. Picture time.
Picture time with the Miller Lite Catfight girls, Ms. Keebler and Ms. Wilson.
Mr. Oh, they're fighting over whose vision it truly was between the Hulkster and Mr. McMahon.
Oh, so now we have babyface Tori saying Hogan created Hulkamania, heel Stacy saying Mr. McMahon, because obviously Mr. McMahon was in his 2003, and now looking back, it's really bad. But 2003 was prime fucking creeper Vince.
Oh God, yes.
Like gross. Now we know. Now we all know what kind of guy Vince is. It's even worse. But
now the Miller Lite Catfight girls are fighting over who created WrestleMania.
She's got giant knockers. Sorry, I just had to say that. Let's settle this cat fight in the ring.
No, let's settle this in bed.
In bed?
In the ring.
You could tell that they were trying to get all of the Attitude Era stuff out now before the Ruthless Aggression kicked in, and they couldn't do this stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, King's pretty excited for obvious reasons.
Because speaking of fucking perverts.
Oh, great one-on-one matchup.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yes.
Now we're getting to pretty much the first of what could conceivably be 5 straight main events. Pretty much.
That could main event this show, yes.
We've had our 4, palate cleansers, our 4 appetizers. Pretty much these last 5 matches are all main events. They're all main events. It's ridiculous, Greg, how we're about to watch 5 straight main events. These 5 matches could be the last match on any show ever. Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's nuts. But I will say, I was so looking forward to this match when Shawn and Jericho.
I was obviously me being a Click guy. I will always be a Click guy, and one thing I will forever regret, besides not going to SummerSlam 02, which haunts me every day, is that I never got a picture, and that's because they all worked for the company. But I never got a picture of the full Click. And that will always make me sad because at the moment one is of course one is missing. I just saw that clip earlier today. The what is it? Bad dreams. What is it? Bad dreams don't last. But
bad times don't last. But bad
times don't last. But bad guys do. And everybody's and all the Click guys started crying. It pisses me off. Rest in peace, Razor. But I mean, you knew that Jericho probably said to Vince, just give me Shawn. Just give me Shawn. And Shawn was probably like, done. Probably wasn't hard to convince.
I'm trying to think how many.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to think how many matches had Shawn had in his comeback so far.
Well, obviously the first match was again the one that I to this day regret not being at live, and it honestly in my wrestling life it still gnaws at me.
Oh yeah,
to this day. That is obviously the street fight at SummerSlam 02, a show that was 45 fucking minutes away from my house, and I didn't go, and I will always regret that. till the day I die. I didn't care if I paid $15 and sat on in the fucking Mike Bossy seats. I did not care. I did not care.
The fucking obstructed seats of the Coliseum where you can't see shit.
I didn't care. For me to see the return of the heartbreak of HBK taking on my guy in a street fight. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, how stupid am I? But that's another case for another day. But then I don't think he wrestled again until the Chamber at Survivor Series when he won the world title.
Yeah.
Then I feel like he wrestled. Did he wrestle RVD?
Yeah, he wrestled RVD on a Monday Night Raw for the title.
Yeah, he was supposed to. Then I was at that Raw the night after Survivor Series as Chris Jericho is coming in.
Then we had Armageddon. Okay.
Yeah, well, the night after Survivor Series, Raw was up here at the arena in Bridgeport. And Dr. G and I went, and I remember Sean coming out, and and the place went nuts. And then RVD came out, and everyone's looking like, "Oh shit, no, we're not getting this." Like everybody kept looking at us like, "Oh my god, are we going to get this?" Because now, if Sean was back, now you're looking at this roster going, "Oh fuck." All these Attitude Era guys that had to wrestle fucking degenerates and not those degenerates, but all fucking dregs of society. Now one of the goats is back, and all these guys are salivating to be on to be in the ring with a goat. And I feel like him and RVD wrestled at some point. And then obviously him and Sean and Triple H wrestled, as you mentioned, at Armageddon. And that's when Triple H won the belt back.
And then the Rumble.
And then I don't think he was at No Way Out?
No, he was not at No Way Out. So this is the 6th match back for Sean.
Yeah.
This is a really good outfit for Jericho here.
I agree. Deep down, though, as awesome as he is and as charismatic as right at this moment, Jericho's crapping his pants.
Oh, yeah. This was probably, he was looking forward to this.
His whole life.
Yeah.
Look at this. First WrestleMania
back
since 1998.
Oh, man.
And I missed Sean in his old school HBK tights. I hated when he started wearing the fucking chaps. There was a special something that night, I remember, and a guy that's a main event staple. He hasn't been on the show in a while, and we knew him back, Johnny Reckless. My man Johnny is the biggest Shawn Michaels fan on the planet, and I remember.
What's Sean doing? He's shooting confetti.
Yeah, one confetti block didn't even come loose. At our friend Mike's house watching this, and Johnny and I, he went out and had a smoke during the break, and we were talking, and Sean looks at me and John looks at me and goes, "You know what Sean's thinking right now? Wow, I haven't stolen this in a while. I think it's time." But let me tell you something, Sean. You look at this card, it's not going to be easy.
No.
Because, again, you're now looking at the first of what is pretty much 5 straight main events. I can't stress that enough. 5 straight main events. No other WrestleMania of the first 18 had 5 matches on the card. Maybe 2, maybe occasionally 3, but there's never been a WrestleMania. And there probably hasn't been, well, I guess now it doesn't really count because there's 2 nights and a zillion matches, but I don't think there had been a moment where we had 5 matches that could conceivably had gone on last.
Any other
on
year.
The show. Yeah. And it took a lot of balls to put what match they would put last. That was a lot of balls. A, for the 2 of those guys. B, those 2 announcers. I mean, who would have thought that it would be Cole and Taz that would be going last and not JR and King, who always went last. They also did the whole show usually, so.
And you know what? I was really happy Cole and Taz got the honor to call the last match.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like they earned it.
Yep, I agree. I mean, if you think about it, Greg, how could this match not be good? Seriously.
No. Oh, that is cool. The pyrotechnics on top of the Safeco Field sign.
Yes. I mean, you're thinking to yourself, these two are going to, of the other matches on the card that night, these two are feeling like Savage Steamboat in Pontiac. We got to steal this because everybody else wants to. I think we're the best candidates to actually do it.
Oh.
So this is Sean's first healthy WrestleMania match in 7 years since the Iron Man.
Oh, wow.
Because obviously he wasn't at 13.
He
was announcing, and 14 he was up, and he was a fucking mess.
And I think wasn't there talk they probably wasn't going to do the match.
Oh yeah, well, there's an infamous story about that he was walking back and forth, being Sean, probably hyped up on something, saying Austin's not ready. We're gonna have to end this in a schmaz. And Taker walked in and started taping his fists, and said to Sean, and I quote, "You don't drop the belt, I'm dropping you." And Sean went, "Yes, sir."
So little Nate is repping this match with that's some short hair. Wow. Charles has.
Yes. Well, little Nate should be reffing this match because these two guys are pretty much at the level of his guy. So
yeah. So this is Jericho's fourth WrestleMania.
Correct. His debut was WrestleMania 16. He was in that triple threat with Benoit and Kurt for the Euro Continental titles. Then at WrestleMania 17, he successfully defended the Intercontinental title against William Regal. And then, of course, WrestleMania 18, he would lose the main event to Triple H in a match that probably should not have gone last.
No. As much as you love Hunter, you can
and the weird thing is, if you watch the Mania of WrestleMania or whatever, the history of WrestleMania, I feel like it's easy to say now, but did they all really think that in 2002? Like, you're telling me Jericho and Triple H still didn't want to go on last, even though Rock and Hogan were on the show? I mean, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because years later, they're like, yeah, we would have no problem if they put us in the middle. Yeah, you're saying that now. Come on. No disrespect. Love you guys to death. But come on. Yeah, it's easy to say it now, fucking 20 years later. But come on. So, question for you, Greg. What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite Shawn Michaels match?
Oh, favorite Shawn Michaels match. Well,
you know what mine is.
Mine is
the one that I didn't go to.
Mine is the ladder match before he's at Mania 10.
Oh.
That was my number one in the greatest matches, Paul.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
I had it. See where I had it. I love when Sean's on because we could step away and because they're just gonna rip shit up. So let me see where I had. See what I had for my Sean. Let's see.
It's funny. While you're doing that, I should mention. I think I mentioned it in the top 10 show I did with the late great Robert Silva so many years ago. I remember thinking before, maybe months before the show, that Razor and Shawn, they might face each other for the Intercontinental title, and I was trying to think, what kind of match would it be? And then I thought, I remember Shawn had that weird match with a ladder with Bret. Maybe they could do something like that. I was thinking this in December 1993, okay? And then when I heard on Superstars they were doing a ladder match, I was like, oh my God. I was like going like, did they read my mind here? Like what?
Actually, here's all the Shawn matches I have on my list. Let's see. At 95, I have him and Triple H from that Raw at the end of 03.
Okay.
Let's see. At 81, I have him and Jeff Jarrett from In Your House 2.
Okay.
At 75, I have him and Mick from In Your House Mind Games. That's a great match. At 74, I have him and Cena from 23. Let's see. At 62, I have him and Rick from 24. I'm sorry. I love you. Still makes me cry to this day. At 55, I have him and Cena from that Raw rematch in 07 in London. I still think that's a better match than 23. You know what made me mad about the WrestleMania 23 match? The ref bump. Since when? That's Cena bullshit. Yeah. Since when did Shawn need a ref bump in a fucking match? Seriously?
Yeah.
That was all Cena because he sucked ass at that time. At 52, I had the Shawn Razor ladder match from SummerSlam 95.
I think that was more exciting than as much as I love the WrestleMania one, the SummerSlam one is more exciting than that one.
At 51, I have this match we're watching now.
Here, Skin the Cat.
Skin the Cat. Learned from Ricky Steamboat. Let's see. At 38, I have him and Taker from 26. At 29, I have our main event for WrestleMania the year after this one. We all know that match. At 22, I have Shawn. I have his match with Taker in the cell in 97 in Your House, Bad Blood.
Some fan had a WrestleMania 12 denim jacket at ringside.
That's awesome. That's a JR. That's a JR jacket right there. At 13 and 12, I have his matches with Kurt back to back. At 13, I have the first match at WrestleMania 21, and at 12, I have the rematch at Vengeance. At 10, I have the ladder match from WrestleMania 10. At 5, I have so I was wrong, actually. At 5, I have him, Triple H from SummerSlam. And my highest match with Shawn is at number 3 on my list, and that is, of course, arguably, many consider WWE officially said it's the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, and that is him and Taker from WrestleMania 25 in Houston. So,
all right.
So I have a pretty fair share of Shawn on my list, obviously.
Okay. So let me get my Shawn singles matches here.
Sure.
On the list. Number 97 was the match with Davey Boy for the European title at one night only.
Ha! You troublemaker.
86 was the actually Michaels and Jericho for the world title at No Mercy 08 in the ladder match.
Yeah, it was hard to keep that match off the list. It was close. That match is so good.
At 67, I had Shawn against Double J for the Intercontinental title in Your House 2.
Yep.
Love that match.
Jeff Jarrett would never have a better match since then. Pretty much.
Actually, believe it or not, I had this match right here at 66.
Okay. So you had this match a little lower than I did. Okay. I had this match at 51.
57, I had the match 21.
Okay.
46 was the SummerSlam ladder match with Fraser. I had the WrestleMania 25 match at 44. And then at 29, I had the Mankind match at Mind Games. And at 23, I had the match with Morty for the Intercontinental title on the July 19th, 93 Monday Night Raw.
Oh, good pick. Wow, that's high. Wow. Yep. Okay. Wow.
And then at 21, what I consider is the greatest match ever on Monday Night Raw from April 23rd, 2007 in London, the 1 hour match with Cena.
Yep. I love that match.
Number 12, I had the no holds barred match with Diesel, Good Friends, Better Enemies.
Oh, where Diesel ripped off Mad Dog Vachon's leg.
Oh, Scott, my mom walked into the room when I was watching the pay-per-view. She saw that and was horrified that Diesel did that.
That's funny.
Number 8, the Action Zone tag title match with him and Diesel against Razor and Kid.
Oh, that's a great match. That's a
Yeah.
JR loves that match. That's a big JR match.
That was actually because I did not get to see the first episode of the Action Zone with the match between Brett and Owen, but I did see this live. Well, not live. I mean, this was taped, obviously. But I remember looking forward to this match, and I thought this was like the greatest match I'd ever seen in my life. It was so amazing that everything about that match was great. And then number 3. Well, I guess this counts as a Shawn match, the '92 Rumble. He was in it.
I mean, I guess I have the '92 Rumble too. I didn't really think that, but yeah, you're right. That's a good call.
Number 3, I have the Hell in a Cell with Taker at Bad Blood '97.
Yep.
And then the Razor match. Let me see if I have any Rockers matches.
Oh shit! I just realized I didn't check if I know I have a couple of Rockers matches. Good call, Greg. I didn't even notice if I had any Rockers matches.
51, I have Rockers against Haku and Barbarian from Mania 7. And then I have the Orient Express match from Royal Rumble '91 at '96.
Oh, that's great. Oh, at 91, I have Rockers Brainbusters from a January 23rd, 1989 MSG house show.
Yep.
Those two killed each other. That was like late 88, early 89.
Yep.
I know I have another Rockers match in here somewhere. I can't believe I missed it. Hold on. There's got to be another Rockers match.
You know what, Scott, for you, I wish there was a way that, like, well, I guess with AI now, I bet there's a way we can remove in the Haku Barbarian Rockers match Hacksaw Jim Duggan's commentary for you.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking drooling fuck. That might be my only Rockers match. I guess I didn't put the match from
oh, this is so great.
I guess I didn't put it. No, I guess I didn't put it. That was my only Rockers match. Was the MSG house show match. I love that Rumble '91 match. Another JR special. Him and I always watch that match every year when I come visit for Christmas time. It's a tradition of his and mine. We watch the Rumble '91 Rockers Orients match. That match is really good.
I think Orient Express did the also the opening match in '92 against Owen and Neidhart the following year.
The New Foundation.
Yeah.
Also a pretty good match. Not as good as the year before, but still pretty good. Still pretty good.
I liked Owen and Jim as the New Foundation.
Well, it gave Neidhart something to do. Brett probably said, "Look, we need, and Owen probably wasn't completely ready for prime time yet, so
yeah,
probably needed him to get a little something going." So,
although let's be honest, the great Owen tag team is him with Coco with the parachute pants.
Energy.
With Frankie.
Coco figures, Greg? Do you have any Coco figures floating around your room?
No, I don't. Although I know Mitch from Pastel Toy has a Coco Beware out, so I have to get that at some point.
With a Frankie?
I think it has Frankie, yeah.
Okay.
You could put Frankie on his arm, probably, and just or you'd have to probably, I don't know how they could get a perch or a toy perch for Frankie to sit on, but I'm sure there's a way. Meanwhile, I love the fact that you can see the press box from that corner.
I know. Welcome to Safeco Field. It's pretty cool. So that means they're obviously wrestling in the outfield.
Yes.
Or maybe the infield. No, it looks like they're in the outfield.
Yeah, because the entrance is in the outfield wall, so. Because obviously there's the scoreboard in the outfield when they're coming out from the stage.
Right. I gotta go to let me go to JR's and my do we rank our I gotta see, do we grade all of our pay-per-view matches?
No.
Let me go. Vintage Vault show list.
Lion Salt.
I'm gonna check and see. Let's see.
Checking
JR's and my old thing and see if we actually graded.
Okay.
Let me see.
1, 2. Nope.
No, we only graded from 07. Fuck. I have to go back to I'd have to go back. I probably gave this 5 stars. I probably gave it 5 stars. This is the longest match on the card, incidentally. 22:35.
I don't know. I'll point him out when I see him. There's this one fan that has caught my eye this entire show. I think George is in the way of this. Okay, there's that this old man that's, I think, behind George here. Like he kind of looks like Bernie Sanders, sort of.
Oh God.
I'm trying to think of like what other old men this fan looks like.
Well, he wouldn't fucking pay for the front row, that's for sure.
No, Larry David, maybe. Imagine Larry David in WrestleMania.
Yes.
Be a great episode. Oh, could you imagine Oh no, he'd be in the nosebleed.
Yeah. You expect someone else to pay for it. What's that guy wearing with trying to see what that blue T-shirt is? I haven't seen any like Mariners jerseys, or I see a guy. No. Is that an Elway jersey up top? See, that's 7.
Well, you get your ass kicked if you were wearing an Elway thing in Seattle, because obviously AFC West rivalry back. Although they're now in the NFC. Although Broncos and Seahawks would beat Super Bowl 48, so
yes, they would, and at MetLife. And that game would be an ugly dog.
Worse.
And then the next day I watched. The next day I was the second ever show of Billy Joel at his residency at the Garden, and I went.
Oh,
it was right. Remember there was a storm. Remember the snow that night? We were freaking out, but we got on the train and got in.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh shit!
Nice move.
Oh. Oh, Jericho's being such a dick.
Tuning up the band.
I was going, oh no, don't tell me he's going to beat him with. And I thought, oh shit, he's going to beat him with his own move here. Nope.
Sean just knew. This just always reminds me. Sean just knew how to put a match in the palm. I mean, no disrespect to Jericho, because Jericho can too, but Sean just knew how to put a match in the palm of his hand. It's just how good he is. I don't think Dave gave this 5 stars, to be honest. Let me see what Dave gave this match.
Oh, if he gave this 5 stars, I'd be shocked. This obviously didn't take place at the Tokyo Dome, so Dave.
Yeah, it wasn't at the Hanshin Tigers ballpark. That's why.
No, wasn't at Budokan Hall. Couldn't give it 5 stars. But if it involved Will Ospreay 20 years later, it'd get 5 stars.
Oh, of course. Let's see. Going a cage match. Wow, the average rating on this show on Cage Match is 9.3.
Oh, damn.
Let's see. Dave gave this
4.25.
4.25.
That'd be good enough to win on Star Search, probably.
That's right. With Ed McMahon, Burp, and Leanne Rimes. You knew Ed McMahon did that show shit-faced. Have you guys done any Star Searches? I have to look back at the catalog. Have you guys done any Star Searches?
No. We probably could.
You gotta find some shit-faced Ed McMahon.
Yeah, maybe a live show. Maybe we could do a Star Search as a live show.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's got to be a couple Star Searches where he was, fucking hammered.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, he definitely did his share of Tonight Show's fucking hammered. UPN 11, your home of the Seattle Mariners.
Actually, let me Wikipedia.
Hey, there's an ad for something Japanese, Dave, right there. Add another half point.
Yeah. I was gonna mention this, but I think the 2003 MLB season was gonna open in Japan at the Tokyo Dome, but obviously because of the Iraq War starting, they couldn't do it.
Right.
So I bet Dave was very sad that happened.
Right.
Let me see who that was gonna be between. Oh, it's gonna be between the Mariners and the A's.
Yeah, remember when they were actually in Oakland
Yeah, they weren't the
and were
Sacramento
actually
A's.
good?
Yeah.
My current team's hitting coach was on that team, Eric Chavez.
Yeah, Eric Chavez. I actually picked up an autograph card of his. Like
Miguel Tejada.
Miguel
Uh,
Tejada. Yeah. Oh,
um, all the pitchers were gone by that
yeah.
point, right? Or were
No, they were still there.
Hudson, Zito, and Mulder?
Yeah, they were still there.
Hudson would eventually go to the Braves. Mulder would eventually go to the Cardinals, and
And
Zito would eventually go to the Giants.
you go across the bay. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And Zito would get a couple of titles in San Francisco.
Yes, he would. Yep. 2010 and
12.
I think the first two.
He missed the third team.
I think he missed the 2014 one. Yeah. I think he did 2010 and 2012.
But let's be honest, it was Tim Lincecum. It was all about on those three teams.
Oh yeah. And then his arm fell apart.
Oh God.
Wow,
But that guy's face. Jeez. Oh, what are you doing? He's going off their little Nate.
Somebody held up a sign that said, "I am a sexter now."
What?
There was sexting in 2003. Sean did a little sweet chin music.
I'm amazed anyone was able to text in 2003.
That's what I'm thinking. How are they taking pictures of their dongs? You are but. Wow. This is definitely not the Attitude Era because these posters
terrible.
are very uninspiring.
No, 2003 was a sad time.
Yeah. There was no 98, 99, 2000 wit on these posters.
Yeah, America was in war. We were like in a very depressive state post 9/11. So,
right.
Oh, I love seeing those foul poles.
It is cool. And there's banners.
I wish WrestleMania would be back in a baseball stadium.
I agree, but I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like TKO thinks that they can maximize seating in a football stadium. But as was announced on night 2,
yes,
what a big pin!
Oh,
that was. I actually would give that. I would go up a quarter point from Dave. I'd give that 4.5.
I would go 4 3/4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this was so good.
I just watched them have a rematch on Raw early July. They would have a rematch, and it wasn't as good as this, but it was very good.
This was kind of controversial that Sean got the win, but in retrospect, I think it was the right call.
Yep.
And are they gonna embrace here, Scott?
I don't know.
I
know a Sexter. What's going on? Is Jericho going to be like, "You are my hero"?
This is sweet. Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
You piece of shit, Chris.
And now out comes Chris Jericho's advocate, Stanley Blackburn.
Oh, that's what happened, Scott.
Yep. And then he comes out and tells Charles Robinson, reverse the decision. Give this match to Jericho.
Oh, we're gonna have the Safeco screw job.
I don't think Stanley Blackburn ever went into Seattle, Washington. I don't even think he knows where the state of Washington is.
Oh no, he would never show his face in this town.
But yeah, like I said, these two would have a rematch. I want to say it was either the 7/14. I only know the dates in my head because I just watched them. It's either look at that guy. It's either 7/14 or 7/21 episode of Raw. We have little Sylvain Grenier.
Yes, a rare Sylvain Grenier.
Yes, he is the hand-picked referee of Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, we.
And of course he would debut later in the year in a better role, which we'll mention that in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Safeco field attendance record from Tony Chimmel. What's the worked attend? Oh, that's kind of
4,097.
You could get it up to you could probably rig the attendance to 57,000. Like, what's the seating capacity at T-Mobile?
Well, you figure the floor seats. I think the capacity is probably 49, probably.
Okay, let me look.
Oh Jesus! I forgot they do a second song.
Oh fuck. Okay. Baseball capacity is 47,929. So okay, I can buy it.
So they could say figure about 7,000 on the floor. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot on the floor. 7,000.
It has the football capacity at 30,144. So I'm guessing maybe in 2001 the NCAA they had the Seattle Bowl take place here.
Oh.
Just basically when the Seahawks new stadium was under construction.
Speaking of Greg, while this fucking dreck is on right now, check Lumen Field.
Yeah, the seating capacity there.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, Lumen Field is okay for NFL 68,740. For MLS and when the XFL was there with the Sea Dragons, 37,722. And for the for NWSL soccer, it's 10,000.
Yeah, it's the Seattle I forgot Rounders, I think. We do NWSL, so
yeah. You know what I love about Paramount Plus is you guys got a lot of soccer.
Well, I do it. I work with it every weekend, and we had to add all of it. That was all COVID when we lost the tournament and we lost the Masters and we practically lost the NFL. The Big I needed stuff, so they signed deals with Serie A, with UEFA Champions League, with EFL.
And I'm loving EFL because I watch all the Wrexham games on there.
You know what I call them?
What?
They're the Deadpools. I call them the Deadpools.
The Deadpool. Well, they just got promoted to the championship, so
They did.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And you know who owns Burnley?
Who's that?
JJ Watt.
Oh, yeah.
Owns a piece of Burnley. Yeah.
Yes.
He owns a piece of Burnley. So
that's pretty cool.
A big thing now. Athletes owning pieces of soccer teams.
I think
Ryan Reynolds goes to a lot of Wrexham games, and I think he bought a brewery too.
Yes. Him and Rob McElhenney, they say what you want. They are hardcore into this.
They own pieces of, I think, 3 teams. They own a team in Venezuela. They own Wrexham, and then they own some other team somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Wrexham's the most well-known one because Wrexham was crap, and now again, they got promoted. So,
I remember when the
guys still singing. Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
I remember when Ryan and Rob they bought the team. I remember thinking to myself, wait, is this a joke that they bought a soccer team like this soccer team that I've never heard of? And now look at what's happened in 5 years.
Yeah, and they just started a show, and they had a show on Hulu.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. The NWSL Seattle team is Seattle Reign FC.
Right. Yep.
Let's see.
We do NWSL. We do USL.
Oh
and
yeah,
we
I
do.
yeah, because I know Peacock they got USL too. So
Peacock's got Premier League. Liverpool won it today. They won the Premier League.
oh, congratulations to Liverpool.
Yeah, I got the ping on my phone earlier. Serie A's got about 4 weeks left. It's going to come down to either Inter, Atalanta, um, Napoli. They're the top. They're really the top three right now. Maybe AC Milan.
Yeah.
I love my two favorite Serie A teams. I love Napoli because that's Naples. That's where I'm from, and then I love Juventus. But they've kind of
Oh,
they're like fifth or sixth. So
the thing is with European soccer, it's like I don't know anything about the teams. I just watch it. Any rooting interest, I just watch it to watch it.
yeah, me too.
It's kind of like me with the UFL. It's like I don't care. I don't care anything about these teams. I just want to watch some football. That's all I care
Right.
about.
Yep.
God, how much longer is this freaking
Oh my
song
God, what
gonna
are they
go
singing?
on?
Fucking Stairway to Heaven? Jesus.
And she's standing on a stairway.
Stairway. I didn't want to. I didn't want you to waste like movies or fucking NFL or anything. So
Well, we still got MLB, and I think well, I do have the Oscar winners because the Oscars was the week before this. So,
right, we could talk about that because
uh,
now we have another main event quality match.
oh
In
yeah.
fact, this is the first time. If this match is the one that.
Oh wait,
Oh,
no, we got the Miller Lake Catfight girls
sorry,
against
I forgot about this event.
oh this fucking shit. But I do like the fact that Coach is wanting a pop from this crowd by wearing a Mariners jersey.
Of course, of course. And I've always been a fan of the Mariners unis. So
Although the City Connects they got now, paying tribute to the pilots, are fire.
yeah, which is good because there's a decent amount of City Connects that are fucking hideous. Colorado's are gross.
I think all right. The Mets City Connect is fire. Seattle's is fire. Um, oh, Katana Baker. Oh. And remember, this is not her first appearance, Scott, because she was one of the lesbians during
She
the
was one of the
HLA.
lesbians, but now she likes testicles.
Well, I guess she's bi. I guess, I gotta appreciate that for 2003.
That's a giant bed. That's a
Oh,
lot of room.
jeez.
That's a lot of room if you catch my drift. Um, the only thing about the Mets one that I wish there was a little more purple. Because I love
Yes.
this. I mean, it's about the 7 train, and I feel like I don't mind the charcoal and the grant. Like that's fine. I think the NYC should first of all it should say Queens, not NYC,
Yeah.
and I think it should have some a little more purple. But oh my,
Yeah. Especially post Grimace.
yes, wow, there has been no shortage of legs on this
Oh.
show. But again, like we said, they're emptying the gun
Yeah.
of all the
Empty the gun in more ways than one. Huh,
yeah
Scott?
that's for sure. Um, now of course, Greg, this is 2003, so this is years and years before WWE would make like cool merch pertaining to where they are. Because if they went back to Seattle now, they would do like a badass because they always do a football jersey because the Cowboy Roger Morissette always gets either a WrestleMania or SummerSlam whenever they do the football jersey.
Yeah.
Because I remember he got one. I don't know if he got one this year for Mania, but when we went to SummerSlam in 2021, he got a Raiders like looking
Jersey.
SummerSlam jersey. It was pretty cool.
They had some really cool Eagles looking jerseys last year. The green.
The Cowboys ones, I didn't get one. They were just too expensive. But the Cowboys ones in 2022 were kind of cool too. I know he got a Lions one when I went. I don't know if he got a Browns. I didn't go with him last year, but when I went to SummerSlam in 2023 at Ford Field, I'm pretty sure he got a Lions one. So,
wow, Tori is looking tan here.
yeah, she is looking like. I mean, she is holy shit.
Oh damn!
Of all of the women at that moment in WWE, like if you had to pick a woman in the company at that moment that was literally perfect from head to toe, it was Tori. She was literally perfect from head to toe.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Just make sure you be careful what you rip, ladies. This isn't we don't have what's her face? The cat at Armageddon 99.
Yeah.
They must have been selling Mania because the coach's shirt has 19 on the back, so
Might have been something from the team store. Oh no! I don't want to see Coach's underwear, Scott.
we don't need to see his fucking tighty whities. Although pinning Coach, we got to see Tori's underpants, so that's fine. She's matching at least her bra.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
I'm sure Al Wilson would have been proud of this, Scott.
Oh, God. Thankfully, he was dead. And Dawn Marie disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
my.
I guess we were all winners, Scott.
Everybody was a winner. I can't believe they didn't keep. All right.
Oh, no.
Here we go. The infamous boy storyline.
Oh,
okay, boy. Oh, Jesus.
Man,
this was unpleasant.
Man, we could say that this doesn't age well. It didn't age well even back in 2003.
No, it did not. And we'll get into why, because there's a legit reason. I'm sorry. I mean, everybody can. When I went on that pod with Dylan Hales and Will from Texas, two abject Triple H haters, I explained to them why this happened the way it did, and they wouldn't buy it. And I'm like, well, that's just because you don't want to. It got a little heated. I'm like, you guys brought me on this show. I'm not going to sit here and let you beat me up. And it was a great pod, by the way. And I love Will and I love Dylan, but
I'm going to guess the reason why they did the decision they did is because they knew Goldberg was coming in.
That's exactly it. Goldberg doesn't leave. Goldberg doesn't come in. Booker wins this match. Because, yes, some of this part is someone like you doesn't get to be a world champion. Oh, my God.
Yeah, to quote Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, what do you mean, you people? Well, while we're watching the video package, how about I go through the main Oscar winners in 2003? Because, as I mentioned, it was the week before.
Uh-huh.
So, Chicago won Best Picture. Let's see what else was nominated in that. Gangs of New York, The Hours, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, the second Lord of the Rings movie, and The Pianist. Now, as we all know, the next year it would be Return of the King winning Best Picture.
Correct. Yep.
Well, Best Actor was Adrian Brody, the first of two Oscars for Adrian Brody, which is weird to say, but I think there was a moment when he won Best Actor that everyone remembers from this, when he gave Halle Berry that smooch.
Oh, yeah, he was in weird mode.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman won Best Actress for The Hours. Best Supporting Actor went to Chris Cooper for Adaptation. And Best Supporting Actress went to Catherine Zeta-Jones for Chicago.
I've actually never seen that movie.
Chicago?
So, yeah, I've never seen it.
The musical, let's see, how many wins? It won 6 Oscars. So I hear I know the musical is supposed to be very good. I've seen parts of it on cable over the years. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Now, when I remember seeing this match, first of all, I was pumped that Triple H was wearing purple tights. It was kind of badass, actually.
He looks very much He-Man in this.
Yeah, he looked fucking amazing here, and I love when he went on the colored tights run. He wore the tights at the Rumble, a match we won't talk about. And he wore purple here. I think he wore purple at Bad Blood. It's pretty awesome. So the question then remained at that time when I was watching this. With this match now, does that mean that they're going to trust Kurt and Brock to go last? Or will Hogan and Vince? I don't know if Steve and Rock was going to go last, but at the time, I don't think it would have surprised me if Hogan and Vince went last.
No. Of
course, this belt came back on September 2nd, handed to Triple H because he was technically the number one contender for the WWE belt, but Stephanie, when she was GM of SmackDown, I should say when she was, because she still was at this point, took Brock Lesnar when he was WWE champion. So they had to put a championship on Raw. So they gave Triple H this belt because he was the number one contender.
Okay.
And as we mentioned earlier, he would lose that belt at Survivor Series to Shawn Michaels in the Chamber, and then he won it back in the 3 Stages of Hell at Armageddon. I had a feeling. I wasn't sure if Booker was going to win this match or not. I'll be honest. I wasn't even thinking about. At the time, we didn't know anything about Goldberg the next night. So, Evolution was kind of a thing.
Yeah, but I think at this time Orton and Batista were both injured.
They did get hurt, courtesy of the Dudley Boys. Bubba Ray, typical Bubba Ray, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and it was an accident. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, this was the period when Bubba was like hurt. Because remember, he gave Chris Nowinski the concussion that ended his career at the Rumble.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that reputation followed pretty much Bubba the rest of his career.
Five time. Oh wait, hold on, Scott. Nick Patrick's the referee for this match. You know who booked Nick Patrick probably to be the referee for this match?
Stanley Blackburn.
That fucking piece of shit, Stanley Blackburn. Probably
picked that ref. Why him, Greg? Why do you think him? Because he's suspicious.
Yeah, he's suspicious. Maybe he got a call from Vern, because we all know Vern has those tendencies.
Yep. Vern's like, we don't have any of those people. I'm not going to go there.
Oh, no.
In Minnesota. Incidentally, we talked about it. This will be the last match before our intermission. So
yes.
Let everyone know that. So, and after that, and then after the intermission, 3 amazing matches.
Yes.
And
we'll also, when we resume, we'll give a time code for when you can resume.
When you can resume, right. Yep. Like I said, we, doing a little inside baseball here. I don't know if my constitution can handle another hour and 40 minutes. So we're trying to be good for me and good for Greg and good for you guys. So you won't know it, because when we drop the show, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, you're not going to know any better. But just letting you know that these 2 halves are being taped on 2 different days. It's not going to affect you because you're listening to it all in a row. So it's not going to matter anyway.
It feels like a modern Mania, Scott.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess this is the 2003 end of night 1. So
makes sense.
I didn't even notice that WrestleMania thing in the corner.
What thing in the corner?
There was like a WrestleMania. There's like big WrestleMania. I'll point it out when we see it. So,
Like one of those usual big like logo things.
yeah, one of those logo things. It's like yeah, it's right there. See, not the thing that's up. It's a little more
Gotcha.
little
Okay, I'll keep an eye
obscured.
on it.
So yeah.
Speaking of, back to the venue. This will be the last outdoor venue that would host Mania until 2007. The next 3 years, they would do their last 3 arena shows in their 3 biggest markets. Of course, WrestleMania 20 would be at Madison Square Garden because it's WrestleMania 20. Then WrestleMania 21 would be at the Staples Center in LA, and then WrestleMania 22 would be at the old Rosemont Horizon or whatever the fuck it's called at that point, Alltel's Arena,
All State Arena.
Allstate Arena in Chicago, suburban Chicago. And then, of course, WrestleMania 23 would be at Ford Field in Detroit, and that would be the start of, to this point, all outdoor or domed venues.
I'm surprised WrestleMania hasn't gone back to Atlanta yet since they have that the new stadium.
I agree. I got to be honest. I thought New Orleans was an odd choice. I mean, they love New Orleans. This will be the 3rd Mania there, but I know they love the city. They make big money down there. But this coming Mania 42, was kind of a wild card because right now it sounds like WrestleMania 43 is going to be in Nashville when the Titans new building opens. Because I think that opens next fall. Which would be pretty cool because Nashville is a great city. So, yeah. And of course, they did SummerSlam there a couple years ago.
Maybe they can get Cam Ward involved in it.
Maybe.
Well, WrestleMania. Well, depends on if the Browns ever get a new arena. So.
Oh God.
Oh, can you imagine how insufferable it'd be to have Dion and Shador?
Oh Jesus. How stupid are the Browns? Nice job, Armento, with your dumb football team. We'll get it. We'll let D'Amato and them get into Roger get into that on This Week in the NFL.
Well,
stupid.
Well, when the pick was made, I said to Mike after the pick, "I'm very sorry," because he was like hoping that they weren't going to draft Shador, and I was like,
"Yeah," and they did. They got 5 quarterbacks. 2 of them are fucking assholes. One is a legal asshole, and the other is just a plain one.
They got.
And he's already saying, and apparently he's already saying, I don't back up a quote. Armento sent me a meme, and apparently, I don't know if it was Dion or Shador. One of them said, "I ain't no backup." Oh, great! You've been on the team for a day, and already you're gonna have everybody hate your guts. Classy. You Giant fans, the Giant fans had a pretty good draft. Giants had a good draft. Cowboys had a decent draft.
I'm not high on Jackson Dart, to be honest, but
Dayball likes him. Well, that's it. It's not going to matter. Russell Wilson's starting week 1, so
it's not. Well, it's not going to matter because they don't have a good year. He's getting fired anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
Actually, now that talking about NFL, let me just see how the Seahawks the previous year did in 02. So let me just because that would be their first year in the NFC. So okay. So what is now Lumen Field opened this season in 02? So they were 7-9, finished 3rd in the NFC West. They picked Jeremy Stevens, tight end out of Washington, as their first pick in 02. And I think Hasselbeck was starting at this time. Sean Alexander was in his 3rd season at this point. Actually, I saw Sean Alexander at the draft making one of the Seahawks picks, and with he had his 3 kids with him as he was making the pick, and I thought to myself, God damn, I'm old now. Walter Jones was on the '02 Seahawks, future Hall of
Oh,
Famer.
yeah.
I actually have a Topps TX 2007 signed Super Bowl 40 ticket stub by Walter Jones.
That's
I
very
have it.
cool.
I have it encased. Yes, Topps TX in 2007 was like the coolest set ever because they had like signed Super Bowl ticket stubs and they had some signed Pro Bowl ticket stubs. I have like a bunch of super signed Super Bowl ticket stubs for that set. For like I think 39, I have like an LJ Smith Eagles signed Super Bowl 39 ticket stub. I have a Thomas Jones signed ticket stub from Super Bowl 41. I have a Super Bowl 37. I have from that set. I have Dexter Jackson, who of course was the MVP of that Super Bowl, and Sebastian Janikowski.
Huh.
Because how many times do you get a signed Super Bowl ticket stub from a kicker, no less?
I know.
And both of those cards, the Dexter Jackson, Sebastian Janikowski, you never see on eBay. So I was
Right.
pretty lucky to get those.
It's been a decent match for these two guys.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. This could have been so much. I'm guessing part of it's the build, but I mean, it's just.
Let me see what Dave gave it. No, he gave it 3.25.
Okay.
That's impressive. That's a lot for Dave.
That was generous. Well, '03 Dave was pretty lenient. I mean, if this was 2025 Dave, he'd be like, I've seen better at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, this match had been like 2.5.
It'd be 2.5. Didn't involve Will Ospreay. I can't go any lower than 2.5.
Didn't involve Will Ospreay.
Fucking every time Will Ospreay wrestles something, I sarcastically think about it. Congratulations, you're probably getting the first and only 5-star match of your career from Dave. Oh,
I wish he had kept with rotating colored tights. That would have been really cool.
yeah, I'd like to see like more different colored tights from Hunter.
He did red. He did purple. I feel like he did blue once.
Blue.
He'll wear the
Maybe
purple again at Bad Blood in the cell with Nash. He does wear that again. I think he wears black at Judgment Day. Then he tears his groin, so he wears the bike shorts for a couple of shows.
Oh, okay. That was smart of Hunter to wear the bike shorts.
Yeah, he wore the bike shorts. And then I think he goes back to like his regular black tights at like Survivor Series, I think.
I would have liked to see like orange tights from Hunter.
Oh, that would have been awesome. You know,
Orange.
I love orange, so.
I don't know.
Maybe green?
Rick. Yeah, green would be cool too.
He should have taken all the colored tights that Razor wore in his career.
Yeah.
The banana yellow.
What the fuck are you doing, Rick? Oh.
Oh. I don't know what the hell Rick was doing there.
Rick probably went to what spot are we doing again? Oh, okay. I know it's only been like a year and a half back for Rick, but it's like so weird to not see him on the card for this.
Yeah, I mean, there really was nobody for him. You know, and we're trying to, you know, they were trying to build the faction and everything. So I mean, it kind of made sense, but I see what you're saying.
Because 20, he's in the 3-on-2 with against
Rock
and Mankind.
And then
Other
20,
than 21, he's not on the card.
No.
22,
he's in the Money in the Bank.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And 23, I don't think he's on. And then 24 is the last match.
Sean.
Yeah, the last match. So
Although whenever I think of 20 with Rick, I don't think of like the match. I think of the iconic photo of like him, Hunter, Randy, and Batista at that Knicks game before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I do too.
And you talk about where the time goes. I mean, when you see Batista in that picture, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
I know.
wow. Batista was like push. I think was he was late 30s at that time. But I mean,
Yeah.
he looked good for a guy in his late 30s.
Yeah, well, he was definitely a late bloomer in the business, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Did they have the roof up?
Well, I
No,
think
they didn't, right?
no, because remember when we saw the thing with Sean, we saw the fireworks go off
That's right. That's right.
from the Safeco Field sign. Yeah.
That's true.
But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
now it's getting night, so you're seeing all the lighting change.
Yes.
That's one of the things I like about the outdoor WrestleManias is when you can see it go from day to night. There's a change.
Right.
Like even though it was in a dome, WrestleMania 3 has the best transition from day to night.
I agree. Well, you're never going to get an argument on me about anything involving WrestleMania 3, so.
Because I have 6 and 18 that the roof is closed at Skydome.
Yes. Yes, they are.
So the next WrestleMania that would be potential that have a day to night transition would be 24.
Yeah. Although I felt like it was already cloudy in Orlando because remember it rained during the main event
Oh yeah, it
because the
did.
fucking fireworks, Taker's fireworks or pyro fucking injured people.
Oh yeah,
So
it did. I forgot about
yeah,
that.
the wind blew the pyro on people up in the cheap seats.
And burned
So
some people.
maybe 25 in Houston.
I get yeah. 2026 was Arizona.
And I think that was open.
Yeah, it
I
was
think it was
open.
open.
Because it was clear as day for that awful Brett Vince match.
Yeah. 27. Well, that's the Georgia Dome, and that just has a dome. But I feel like nothing changed there. Miami. Well, definitely Miami changed. MetLife. It
MetLife,
rained.
yeah.
It rained at the beginning, and then it went
Yeah.
away. Oh,
Oh,
Nick Patrick.
oh, Nick. Well, no, he's bought by Stanley Blackburn.
I'm surprised he wasn't DQ'd.
Come on, Nick. What? Why could
That
you
was
have
a,
done a fast count like you did in like 97? The hell's that guy in that red hat going?
I have no idea. I mean, the one thing I'll say about this match, both these guys did hit their beats, so
Yep.
at least they had a good
Yeah.
pacing to it.
Yeah. Come on. Hit one. Nope.
This match is 1845.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. But oh no, Rick. Yeah, good. Oh. I love Ashley. I don't know who Ashley is, but apparently somebody loves her.
Hmm.
McMahon fears Bill Gates. Oh, Scott, I think that's going to be the last shooting star press we're going to see from the top rope tonight. I don't think anybody's going to do a shooting star press like that in any of the matches tonight.
No, it's tough.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like Nick Patrick turned his head and saw Rick put the boot on there.
Yeah. Because remember that piece of shit Stanley Blackburn gave him some money under the table. So
he did. He gave him a piece of Vern's that Lake Minnetonka. Because Vern mortgaged that thing to the eyeballs. So.
crusty. Have you ever seen a match in history, Scott, end with a 10 count?
End with a what?
A 10 count. With both of them down.
Well, Triple H and Shawn would do it the following year at the Rumble.
Oh, I forgot about that shit. Yeah. Why did?
Oh, here it is.
Oh, here it goes.
It is. The fucking 4-hour pedigree. It wasn't just a pedigree. It was a thunderous pedigree.
And I'm like, that's it? Really?
But there wasn't that much space between the pedigree and when he pinned him. Everybody fucking goes all batshit that he did. It took like a minute. It didn't take a minute.
It took like at most 30, 35 seconds.
Yeah, maybe 25 seconds. But a fucking minute? Come on. Give me a fucking break. A minute. Ludicrous.
Maybe it was a Mandela effect situation.
Yeah.
Well, as we mentioned, Goldberg would, of course, come in, and we'd all know what the title picture would have in store after this show.
Yep. Kevin Nash came back. There'd be a couple of fucking dogs for a couple of months, and then we get to SummerSlam, and eventually, as everyone called it, Triple H's reign of terror would end. So, all right. So if we pause it right now, we are sitting at 2:10:23.
Okay.
So now, obviously, that doesn't matter to you listening because you're listening to this in one big chunk, but that we're just letting you know that anyway. Greg, before we virtually pause, your thoughts on the show so far? Pretty great.
I think it's been a fine show so far. I think Jericho and Shawn has been the highlight of this show so far. I think the three-way tag match was pretty good. I think the triple threat women's match was good. I like that Trish came out on top of the match. Although the Undertaker match, not that good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the women's match. I've loved every match so far. The only one that I wished was a little, well, obviously the Taker thing was kind of a mess, but I feel like they rebounded good enough for that.
Yeah.
I kind of wish Matt and Ray went a little longer. Shawn and Jericho was just amazing. And, even the catfight thing was, it was annoying. It was what it was.
Hey, everyone was happy.
Exactly. So we're going to take this Mean Gene intermission. In our world, it's going to be a couple of days. In your world, it's going to be about 5 seconds. And then we have the final match of the greatest trilogy in WrestleMania history. We will have the question answered of who created Hulkamania and our WWE Championship match. But first, take a break, go to the bathroom, meet Tony Schiavone and Jesse will be waiting patiently as we go to intermission. Welcome back from the intermission.
Yeah.
In your world, listeners, it was only 5 seconds. In Greg's and my world, it was many seconds. 2 days worth. But in any event, that's why we do Inside Baseball here. We hope you're enjoying this month's ride on the tracks. We stopped for the first time in WrestleTRAXX history. We had a stop in the middle, almost like we went to port. We got out and somebody drank in the bar car. But we are back on the track, and we've got 3 matches left here from Safeco Field in Seattle, and they're all awesome. One of them, and I said they were all main event quality. One of them was a main event twice before in WrestleMania history. One will decide who was responsible for making all of us wrestling fans, and of course, the actual main event. And a reminder that during the main event tonight, I will unveil our May ballot for WrestleTRAXX, which is going to have a myriad of wonky stuff that I think you'll all find fun and enjoyable. So, okay, we are at 2:10:23. If you stopped, if you didn't, that's fine too. If you didn't stop, then it doesn't matter. So, anyway, this is for Dave and I. I mean, for Greg and I. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we got some commercial here. Oh, it's shop.com. There we go.
Yep.
Yep. So we get a little shop promo. Oh my God, look how archaic the fucking site looks. Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's not a Fanatics experience like today.
Oh no, absolutely not. There's no belts that have the Texas Longhorns logo on it.
Well, did you see Rollins at the draft with that Bears belt?
Oh yeah, he's such a dick. All right. So our next
What
match.
the fuck is that Vince pose?
Oh, it's so awesome. He's such an asshole. He really is. So our next match, because it says 20 years in the making, it's to decide who was responsible for making us wrestling fans. That's how I word it, because obviously on January 23rd, as we're watching the build package, which is pretty good actually, particularly if you're a fan as old as Greg and I are. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. January 23rd, 1984. I was sitting on the floor of my living room. I've been a wrestling fan for about 8 months. I watched that match, and everything changed for me. Everything changed. And as Scott Keith fans, as Scott Keith always said, I was one who drank the orange Kool-Aid. Totally drank the orange Kool-Aid. And if you were if you're admitting you didn't, then you're lying to yourself, because all of us sipped of the orange Kool-Aid at some point between 1984 and 1993. I like the fact that they used that. You testified against me in the trial of my life. Meanwhile, Hogan said pretty much nothing to the fucking to the prosecution. Oh. His testimony was crap. No, it was absolute garbage. That's so great. Oh God, so funny. I love it. So, but it is very cool that the two guys. I mean, think about it, Greg. Think about this. Without these two guys, your walls are bare.
Yeah.
Right? You wouldn't have gotten excited at buying figures. You still wouldn't be excited at buying figures.
I wouldn't have gotten excited about buying autographed wrestling 8x10s, too.
Exactly. I wouldn't be going to cons. I wouldn't be going to shows. I wouldn't have met you and frickin' a zillion other people. I wouldn't be going on vacation with I wouldn't be going on wrestling trips with Grunberg if it wasn't for these two guys. And at WrestleMania 19,
yeah,
knowing that Hogan had like a finite amount. Oh, that's the I love that. The cross hanging from the locker. Of course, that was during the Earthquake feud. They should have found that depressing Real American music. Then it was like a eulogy.
And then Mean Gene going, "I concur with Tugboat."
Yeah. Na 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 na. They should have found that. That was so great. Now, going into this match, I don't think any of us thought there was going to be anything of this.
Oh no, I didn't think this was going to be anything special.
No. A year before, at Skydome, Hogan and Rock probably went. Some people say 5 stars. I mean, I guess that depends on how you define the context of the stars. But I think a lot of it was not the work rate part of it, obviously. It was the moment. It was the moment. And here, I mean, obviously, Rock at the time was still an amazing worker, so he could kind of help Hogan along. Hogan had his spots. But tonight, I think it's safe to say we were all going, all right, this is going to be a, little dog and pony show. Hogan's going to throw some. I think a lot of people thought this match was going to be a lot like what Vince and Brett turned out to be 7 years later.
Yeah.
A big hot mess. And boy, were we all wrong. But we'll get to that as we move ahead.
Vince still sucks.
And guess what? Now he still does too. So
yes.
I remember being very, very pumped up being very pumped up when being very pumped up when when he came back in the year before. The NWO thing was nice and everything, but I remember I went to the SmackDown. There was a SmackDown in Bridgeport. I think like 2 weeks before Judgment Day. And I have to preface this, Greg, by saying that I hadn't owned a Hulkamania t-shirt since probably 90.
Okay. And you got the Hulk Still Rules shirt, I bet.
And I got the Hulk. No, I got the red Hulkamania shirt that came out after he flipped to the red and yellow before facing Triple H at Backlash. I forgot what shirt I wore that night, but I went. This was me going back, and this is why this match is happening. This was Scott Criscolo going back to 1984. I went into the bathroom, took off the shirt I was wearing. I think it was Road Dogg or some shirt from a zillion years, because I had a feeling I was going to get it. Threw that shirt out and put the Hulk in. That's the only time ever that I actually put the shirt on the night I bought it. And I walked around like a fucking kid again in that SmackDown taping in 2002. Yeah. I loved Hogan back. I loved him back. Regardless of the backstage, no one gave a shit. Nobody fucking cared. No one cared. You know, I didn't get paid enough, or apparently he thought he got screwed out of the payday for that. I don't give a shit. I honestly don't. I don't really care.
That was fun times.
It was awesome. So I was legitimately like, I mean, obviously I was rooting for Hogan in this match, but what was your first experience of Hogan in your life, Greg, as a wrestling fan?
I would say maybe watching Superstars when I was like 3 or 4 years old on Channel 5 in New York.
Ah, okay. I watched Superstars on Channel 20 in New London in Connecticut, which I think was the same. I think it was their Channel 5. Okay. So yes, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
My older brother had the Hulkamania LJN workout set.
So did I.
Yeah, with the dumbbells. I love the dumbbells.
And the fake bulwark.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I didn't. It worked like shit.
Oh, it totally did. I'm surprised I didn't break it.
Oh, probably broke.
Yeah. I did have a Hulk Rules shirt. I did have a Hulk Still Rules, and I currently have when they redid it, I got it on a shop.com sale. I actually have a new, when they did the 20-year anniversary, I did or 40, whatever the fuck it was. I got a new shirt that just says Hulk Rules on the front because I had that. I had that the first time. And I'm waiting until the day when the real American beer debuts here in Connecticut.
Oh God.
That when he comes to, because Justin, when the beer came to Rhode Island, he went, I'm coming and I'm wearing my damn Hulk Rules t-shirt. And I don't give a fat shit fuck what anybody says. I don't care. So shit. Don't care.
This is the times where I really need Mike's Hulkster character for this episode. The best character we've introduced on it was the thing on TV this last year, is the Hulkster character. Where he gets booed every time he shows up.
Does Netflix sponsor the appearances on the show?
I wish.
Now, I don't know if how do I word this? I don't know if these two guys actually like planned this match out, or if Vince is like, look, I'm going to do the 9 things I do.
Yeah.
Just go with it and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure.
Like Vince planning a match. He's not exactly Savage Steamboat we're talking here, so. You know.
Yeah. Cole talking about the trial. It almost put Vince out of business. Okay, Michael.
Well, it didn't put Vince out of business, but we almost got head booker Jerry Jarrett. So maybe the company would have almost gone out of business.
It could have.
Lex Luger versus Jeff Jarrett at WrestleMania 10.
Oh, I would have been all over that shit.
Bret Hart would have been stuck in the 10-man tag that got dumped to Raw.
All right, so
oh God.
While we have a chance, I actually do have, because something will be coming up in this match, so I figure to tie it in.
Okay.
How about we talk about the NWA TNA pay-per-view that was earlier this week in 2003. Okay. So this is weekly pay-per-view number 38. So the week after the one you just covered on Main Event, Scott.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. AJ Styles defeated Mike Sanders in 8-13.
Ugh, fucking hate Mike Sanders.
Jerry Lynn defeated Conan in 5-32.
Okay.
David Young and Sonny Siaki went to a no contest at 5-48. In a bunkhouse match, Dusty Rhodes defeated David Flair in 2 minutes and 26 seconds.
At least Dusty won.
Yeah. In a 6-man tag match, we have Kid Cash and Trinity. Actually, a tag team match, rather. Kid Cash and Trinity defeating the Amazing Red and the future Mickey James, Alexis Lurie. In 7:33.
Okay.
We have D'Lo Brown defeating Chris Harris in 6:49.
Wow.
And then we have the main event is a Sadistic Madness 8-man tag team match.
Oh, God.
Perry Saturn, the Disciples of the New Church, Brian Lee and Slash, and the Sandman with Jim Mitchell defeated the Harris Brothers and Triple X of Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper in 11:23.
That could be interesting. I think Steve Willie would get excited about that card when we do that episode. Not our next episode. Our next episode, because Reese should be back. We're going to do AEW Fight for the Fallen, but the episode after that we'll be doing the show you just told us about. So
okay.
Yeah.
Right in the balls by Vince just now. There's going to be a lot of fun shit in this match.
Yeah. As this match is progressing in this early on, you're like, oh, Vince is doing a pretty good job of dominating the action. But it's like, I'm starting to get a feeling that, I mean, that looked a little ugly. The two of them dancing around the ring at the moment, but they're going at the pace that they knew they had to.
Yep.
Yeah, Vince, keep drinking the Nandrolone.
Is that Brian Hebner reffing this match?
Let's see. Let me get back to the. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the future one-half world tag team champion. Oh, missed the chair shot.
Oh. Just tell me where you're at, Scott, because I think I accidentally skipped ahead.
Hogan is slamming the chair on the barricade. He's doing his hand thing, and he hits Vince with the chair. They're both outside the ring. They're kind of at the beginning of the ramp. Hogan's holding the chair up. Now he just chucked it.
All right, I have it paused at 2:25:18.
Okay. And go.
Okay.
So now you're, all right, good. Okay, good. We're even. And it's funny, Greg, we talked about who does the main event in terms of the commentary team. This is a very important match for this card, and once again, it goes to Cole and Taz.
Yes.
What's the most important match on Raw tonight?
Austin Rock.
Austin Rock, but that's That's like that's like autopilot for JR and King though. Think about it.
Yeah, it
you
is.
know, probably in terms of actually needing to like let the story go, probably Jericho and Shawn most likely. Rock and Steve is that's on autopilot. But you've got Cole and Taz who had to somehow fuck their way through that Taker mess.
Yep.
This match and the main event.
Yep.
So kudos to Cole and Taz for getting probably most of the important matches on the show.
Hold on a second. I think we got a spot coming up here. Here, wait for it, Scott.
Oh, poor Hugo. Poor Mr. Richter.
And the best part is on Peacock you have the Spanish language option available, and Carlos's reaction to it is amazing. He's like, "Oh no,
not Hugo!" Oh, Vince hits Hogan in the gonads again.
Oh, good night, Hugo.
Yeah, you're done.
We get poor Fink like in the corner there.
I think Hugo's wife said, "No wonder Hogan hit you. He's still pissed at me over the Spider Lady thing."
What the hell's... Oh.
Vince stays in this shape pretty much until WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
When he wrestles Shawn.
What the fuck is that? Hold on. What the fuck's that great sign? Did they have Vince in a drawing Vince as a sexy lady? That is the... Hope we'll see this sign again. It's like, what the fuck?
Huh.
There it is right there. There's the... Look at that.
That is weird. Oh, did Hugo just get crushed? Nope, the camera guy just got crushed.
The camera guy got crushed.
I wonder if anybody got like an extra something for
for getting a chair shot.
Yeah, for getting in the match.
There's a nice Astros throwback.
Yes, I saw that. I have one of those. I actually exactly have one of those. Mine's a Nolan Ryan.
I bet that's a Nolan Ryan.
That's the one I have. I have Nolan Ryan. I have all of it.
Sure as hell ain't like a Bill Doran or whatever.
No, or it could be Jose Cruz. Everybody loves Jose Cruz.
Oh, Jose Cruz Sr., yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope. And now Hogan's busted open. I'm sure these guys didn't have to have any rules about bleeding. That blonde guy in the front row looks like Tito Ortiz.
It might be Tito Ortiz for all we know.
Yeah.
Of course,
now
the match.
I was going to say, now the match has gotten to the point like, oh, okay, now we're having a little fun.
Now this is going batshit insane here.
Yeah, now we're having a little fun.
Now here comes the
Vince on fucking ladders. Like, this is insane. That's fantastic.
That's the all-time greatest dick move ever.
Pretty much. And gave him a leg drop.
Oh.
If Vince went any higher, he'd have snapped a hip. So.
Oh, he would have.
If you went like Jeff Hardy height, that would not have ended well.
He would have torn both his quads 2 years early. I gotta give Vince credit here for taking up
totally
that insane.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. These two are dancing together.
Oh, jeez.
Ugh, blood everywhere. I mean, there was really no other way for this match to go. Obviously, these two weren't going to have, we weren't going to have, Brock Kurt level, but even Hugo decided to blade.
Oh, even Hugo's doing color.
Yeah. Mrs. Richter is not going to be happy.
No.
Fucking spider lady. Is this where we get the great Vince shot? Or is he getting the ring? Nope, we don't get it
we
yet.
got it yet.
No, we don't get it yet. He gets in the ring. It's when he goes under the ring that we get the great Vince shot. Now he's going for the pin.
Whoever caught that shot, that's the greatest frame shot of all time.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. I'm sure they told Vince, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it look as best as I can.
Yeah.
Make sure you get me ready.
It's just like, what am I going to do here, pal?
All right, this might be it.
All right, here we go.
Depends where he looks for it.
All right, well.
Let's see. Yep, this is it. Because he went to look. Here it is. Oh, it's fantastic.
Looking like Jason or some horror movie.
They should have made a T-shirt with that face.
Oh God, yeah.
They totally should have made a T-shirt with that face. I would have totally bought it.
Oh.
Oh, and finally Hogan gets to return the nut shot.
Now you see, if this was 22 years later, Scott, it'd be the finishing move of the match.
Exactly, because who's the old ref that? Oh crap! Oh God, I can't think of his name. The ref that that Gorilla used to destroy all the time. What was that ref's name? Justin and I always felt bad for him every MSG house show we did. I can't think of his name. If you're listening, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait, who's this? Oh!
What?
Oh!
For the first time since WrestleMania 12, just when they think they've got the answers, I change the questions. Fucking Rowdy Roddy fucking Piper.
And remember, he was
fucking cool was this?
Yes. Well, remember, he was in TNA the previous year, Scott. So
yeah, and he's like, fuck this shit.
Now he's got the pipe.
Two guys that he absolutely and you seriously think to yourself, two guys that he fucking despises.
Come on, Junior. Come on, get up.
But he's looking at Hogan like, you never pinned me, Baldy. And I'm sure there was a decent amount of people in the crowd that were probably fucking cheering too.
The best part
I
is
can't believe that. I remember watching this going, what the fuck am I looking at right now?
At least Junior didn't kill my cousin Owen like Vince Russo did.
I would have laughed my ass off if that ended the match.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been absolutely ridiculous if that ended the match. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Fortunately, Travis Scott would correct that 22 years later.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess Travis Scott is a better corner man than fucking Roddy Piper is. Now that he left, we can say Piper sticks around till mid-June.
Yeah.
He tries to elevate Sean O'Haire, and he elevates him a little bit. Oh, Vince, that was terrible because, you're bad at shit like this. He throws out Brian Hebner. And Here comes, he's calling with somebody.
Is it I think it's
Is it
Sylvan, I think?
his personal, his little referee boy toy there? I think it
Yeah.
is. Here he comes.
Wait, we got two. Wait, where's Charles Robinson to make the long run to the ring?
I miss the SmackDown ref shirts.
Oh, the blue ref shirts, those were
Yeah.
fire. Oh,
Oh. Vince is like, I told him to fake that. That used to be real. Waiting for the point.
all right, come on.
You.
Ooh.
You're not supposed to fall, Vince. God, you suck at this. Thank God for Grenier. Because, Vince, you're fucking terrible at everything. Did you ever watch his matches for fucking 11 years? Oh, okay. It was probably because Grenier, but I bet you he falls again because he still sucks at this. Okay, he stayed. Oh, probably because he still had no idea at this point.
2, 3. Come on.
Do the kick. Crowd was getting up. I think we were seeing the end of the end.
Two. Oh, we get one more. 1, 2, 3.
3. That match is still hella fun to watch.
Oh, this
And
was
I
5
don't know
stars.
if I put it on my top 100. I think I did, actually. I think I fucking did. I actually do think I put this on my top 100.
This was 5 stars for entertainment.
It was amazing. And it was amazing. And on top of that, we get the return of another, Federation era stud. So amazing. Yep. I am going to see, while we are chatting, Greg, I'm going to chat and see what Dave had for this.
Dave, I'm on Cage Retro right now. 3 stars.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for Dave.
But if this was at the Tokyo Dome, it would be like 5 stars. So let's.
That is true. And well, listen, Hogan used to wrestle at the Tokyo Dome, so better, count your chickens, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, it's Shane.
I forgot Shane walked down.
Yeah, I think this is the first time Shane's been on TV since the end of the invasion.
I agree. Oh, look, it's the other McMahon that I used to pump Diana Ball in when he was 12. Let's see where I had this match, because I'm pretty sure it's in my top 100, and I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
I am not ashamed. Let's see. Oh, that's WCW. That ain't gonna fly. Let's see. I had this match at number 97 on my
Okay.
list. 97.
Oh, notice a Kobe black throwback there in the front row.
And Vince is giving him the finger.
All right.
All right. Now,
final chapter.
Now we're getting serious, because this is, to me, for me, this is what I call the
End of an era.
I call this the end of Dr. G's fandom match. because Dr. G will always be a wrestling fan, but now we're gonna talk about another guy that fucking hates Vince. This is the everybody hates Vince WrestleMania.
This is the grievances on Vince WrestleMania.
Yes, it's the Vince Festivus WrestleMania. Of course, this goes back to, obviously, after Steve left in last June with the whole didn't like the creative, Rock took his ball and went home and all that crap. And then, we go to SummerSlam when Rock lost the belt to Brock, and then Rock left, came back just before February, beat Hogan at No Way Out, and then that night Austin came back, beat up Bischoff, and then that night Rock challenges Stone Cold to one last, as it says on Steve's vest, OMR, one more round. And now, unlike the Vince and the Vince and Hogan match, you knew going in this match is going to be, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Because these two are like a pair of gloves or an old pair of socks. Particularly when you're looking at a stage like this.
Yeah.
The bigger the building, the more the people, the higher they raise it.
Oh, you see it went to color?
Yep.
That's nice. Oh, I forgot Rock stole Austin's jacket.
The cut, the vest. Oh, look, another song for this feud that's not Limp Bizkit. That's not My Way.
Not iconic as My Way, but I think this works.
Yeah, it did. And no, it's not as iconic as My Way. There's only one My Way. Because that, to me, that My Way stamped time. Like, that was 2001. That was totally 2001. Oh my God, this theme is so fucking cool.
The overlong intro.
Oh, this theme is so cool. This is so him now. Except instead of is cooking, he should say Nick and Ari.
Nick and Ari.
It's just it was so him.
Okay, since Rock's gonna take his sweet ass time getting to the ring like he's Travis Scott.
Cooking. Yes.
How about I go through the top 10 movies of this weekend?
All right. Makes sense as we have an actor coming in.
Yes. So number 10, we got The Hunted. Number 9, View from the Top. Number 8, Piglet's Big Movie. Number 7, Agent Cody Banks. Number 6, Dreamcatcher. Number 5, I mentioned it earlier, Chicago, the Best Picture winner. It's at $144.9 million. Number 4, Basic with John Travolta. Number 3, The Core. Number 2, Breaking Down the House. But the number 1 movie this week, Head of State with Chris Rock.
Oh, God.
13. Hey, that has cameos from TNA people. So technically TNA won the weekend at the box office.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right. And I have the Major League Baseball scores because we got opening day this night.
Yes, we did. Yep.
So Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN was going on. The defending world champion Anaheim Angels were facing the Texas Rangers, and the Texas Rangers ended up winning 6-3. Michael Young, A-Rod, and Juan Gonzalez homer for the Rangers. So I'm going to go through the lineups of both teams real quick. So for Texas, leading off, we have Doug Glanville.
Wow.
Carl Everett batting set. Yep. Carl Everett, former Met, batting second. A-Rod batting third. Juan Gonzalez, fourth in cleanup. Rafael Palmeiro batting fifth. Ruben Sierra, the DH, batting sixth. Hank Blaylock, who would be the All-Star Game MVP that year, bat seventh at third base. Michael Young batting eighth at second base. And Enyer Diaz batting ninth at catcher. And Ismael Valdez is the pitcher. Now here's the lineup for the Angels as Stone Cold's coming out to the ring here.
Yes. To the pop that he's used to. Of course. David
Eckstein leading off at short. Darren Erstad in center. Tim Salmon in right. Garrett Anderson bats cleanup in left. Brad Fulmer, DH, batting fifth. Troy Gloss batting sixth. Scott Spezio batting seventh at first base. Benji Molina batting eighth at catcher. Batting ninth, the ALCS MVP from the previous year, Adam Kennedy at second base, batting ninth. John Lackey, the starter for the Angels this night. And later on, I'll go through the following day, which was opening day throughout the rest of MLB. But we'll let soak this moment in here. Because we didn't know then it was going to be the last time until WrestleMania 38.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't. And I'll get more into stories about that as we get to the end of the match. But I remember looking at the vest, and because at the time, again, we didn't know shit. And I'm looking at the vest, and usually it said DTA, don't trust anybody. But that vest said OMR. OMR. And I even said, and I remember I was sitting on the same couch. I turned to Dr. G and I said, what does that mean? He goes, I have no idea. I said, because his vest usually said DTA, don't trust anybody. Little did we realize what OMR meant. One more round. And this was one more round. But we didn't know it at the time. Till maybe the end. But we'll get to the end when we get to the end.
And this was like, I think if we see the Mania of WrestleMania documentary, they go, it's fantastic how they go through like what happened here.
Yes.
Because I think Austin, he went to the hospital the day before.
Yeah, he had a panic attack. He drank too much coffee and his freaking heart almost exploded.
Yeah. Because you see the behind the scenes footage, he's got one of those beat up old XFL Chicago Enforcers replica jerseys.
Yes. Yep. Which he'd wear 2 years later during the whole ECW thing during One Night Stand.
All faded out, the number and shit. Kind of funny considering Rock would go on to own the XFL.
Yes, that is true too.
Oh, poor Carlos. His table's all broken up and he's got no Hugo.
And now the SmackDown table. Their night's not over yet, guys.
Oh, God. Cole's like, fuck this. I'm getting out of here.
WrestlingFigures.com.
Yeah. Was that what became Ringside Collectibles?
I think it was, yeah.
Or Figures Inc. maybe? I don't know. Ooh. Ooh.
Now, Steve would only miss one Mania in the 7 years that he his 7 consistent years in the company, and that was WrestleMania 16. That the guy he's facing was in the main event and lost, but was in the main event. And of course, that was when he had the neck surgery. He would make an appearance the next month, or the next pay-per-view was at the end of that month, at Backlash 2000 down in DC, when he actually helped Rock beat Triple H to win the world title. That pop was pretty hot. Rock would Austin would come back in September at Unforgiven. He'd have that crap match with Rikishi at No Mercy. He'd have that crap match with Triple H at Survivor Series when he dropped the car on him, and 2 nights later, Triple H comes out with a Band-Aid instead of being, dead. And then he'd be in the 6-pack Hell in a Cell with Rock and Triple H, Taker, Kurt, and Rikishi. And then, of course, he'd win the Rumble. And then him and Triple H would have what I consider Triple H's best match of all time. And if you want to see where I rank my favorite Triple H matches, go over to the No-So, check out the special Hall of Fame show that I did with Ryan Gray about the legacy of Triple H. Of course, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I ranked my 5 favorite Triple H matches of all time. So, and then he was pretty hysterical during the alliance, during the invasion. And then we all know what happened after that. Rock, meanwhile, as we saw, he won the title the year before at Vengeance, lost it to Brock at SummerSlam. He left, went and did, I don't know. It wasn't Scorpion King. I think that was done already.
The Rundown, I think.
The Rundown. And came back. He did a like via satellite or pre-taped thing for the Raw 10.
Yep.
At the World, and then when he came back, he was pretty much a heel. But I think I have a feeling they were kind of leaning towards that anyway, because I think they kind of knew about what was happening the night after the show. So. What did you think of the match placements for this show? Do you think everything fit where it should have?
Yeah. I think everything worked out the way it should have been placed on the card.
Well, I mean, obviously they wanted to spread out the fact we have 2 broadcast teams. So, I mean, Cole and Taz, I think, did back-to-back matches early, but then after that, I think they pretty much alternated. So each, starting with, you had, Rock. JR and King did back-to-back matches because they did Shawn Jericho, and then Triple H and Booker, and then Cole and Taz did Hogan, Vince. JR and King are doing this match, and then of course Cole and Taz do the main event. And then after a while, they would do like a hybrid instead of bound. I don't know when they start doing that.
So while I get a chance, let me go through the rest of opening day in MLB for the following day on March 31st. So we have the Dodgers at Arizona. Dodgers winning 8-0. Hideo Nomo with a complete game 4-hit shutout. Expos at Atlanta at Turner Field. Expos with a 10-2 win as Orlando Cabrera hit a home run for Montreal. Tony Armas Jr. went 6 for the win. Cleveland against PD's Baltimore Orioles. The O's with a 6-5 win in 13 innings. Gary Matthews Jr. with the walk-off.
Oh.
Pirates at Cincinnati. Pirates 10-1 win. Kenny Lofton a home run, 3 RBIs. Reggie Sanders 3 hits and a home run for the Pirates. Chris Benson got the win, going 6 1/3. Twins at Tigers at Comerica. Twins 3-1 winners. Brad Ratke went 6 2/3 to get the win for Minnesota. The Phillies at the Marlins. The Phillies winning 8-5. Jim Thome went 3 for 5 in his Phillies debut, having signed that big contract the previous offseason. Pudge had a home run in his Marlins debut. Kevin Millwood went 6 innings for the Phils to get the win. Now, it'd be tough times, Scott, for the Marlins in 2003, but they would make a managerial change, if you'll remember, with Jack McKeon. And the rest is history.
Yes, it's true.
White Sox at Kansas City. The Royals winning 3-0. And then Cubs at the Mets. Tom Glavine's debut for the Mets after signing the previous offseason went 3 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs on 8 hits. Kerry Wood got the victory. Corey Patterson 2 home runs and 7 RBI.
Lovely.
And then at the last home opener at the Murph, as Rock is taking a swig of water here with the jacket,
with the cut on, with the vest.
Yep. Yeah, last home opener at the Murph, the Giants and the Padres. Giants winning 5-2. Ray Durham and Benito Santiago went deep for San Francisco. Milwaukee at St. Louis. Cardinals winning 11-9. Cards scored 6 runs in the 8th down, 8-5 to get the win. Tino Martinez and Scott Rowland home for the Cardinals. Boston at Tampa Bay at the Trop. The Rays came back down 4-1 in the 9th to score 5 runs, highlighted by a Carl Crawford walk-off 3-run home run. Pedro got a no decision, going 7 innings, allowing a run on 3 hits, 6 Ks, and a walk. And Scott, the game you talked about earlier, the Yankees at Toronto. Yankees winning 8-4. Soriano home run, 4 RBIs. Clemens 6 shutout innings for the win. But yes, Derek Jeter got injured during this game and had to miss a month of time.
He slid into third because I was doing this game. I was training as an assist, what we call an assist for the Yes Network. And I was actually sitting next to Dr. J. We were actually talking about this match while we were watching the game. We were actually talking about this show. And Jeter slid into third on something. I don't know if it was a triple or if it was ahead of another hit. And he slid into, for some reason, the third baseman was off. So Greg Myers, the Blue Jays catcher, was covering third, and Jeter slid head first into his shin protectors.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if he broke his no, he could have been breaking his collarbone. I think he separated his shoulder and was out for a month.
And I remember that. I remember that happened because that was, if you'll remember, Scott, that was the day the Yes Network and Cablevision resolved their year-long dispute.
Correct. Yep.
Because, yeah, the Yankees weren't on here for the 2002 season, so they just made it to opening day 03. And I remember that news being like, oh, I can now watch Mike and the Mad Dog on the TV instead of listening to a beat-up AM radio. Okay.
And then you watched it on TV and went, why do I want to look at either of these guys?
Bathroom. Okay. 1, no. Yeah, Austin, as you saw, hit Rock with the rock bottom, and it didn't get the 3. Now we got a lot of photographers at ringside.
Yeah, well, the matches are getting bigger. The matches are carrying a little more weight. Just the mere star power in these last 5 matches is just mind-boggling.
God,
just mind-boggling.
Yes.
One of the most, just in terms of star power, one of the most loaded manias.
Oh, a stunner. That's got to do it. How humiliating would this be? Beating Austin with his own move in his own jacket.
That'd be insane. I don't think Austin's that generous. I don't think that was happening.
No.
I wonder if well, I guess since this is the quote Raw main event, I'm sure it didn't hurt for Steve to want Earl reffing this match.
Yes.
And of course JR doing commentary, but that was kind of said anyway, so. The fact that Rock has actually had the vest on for like the last 5-6 minutes, it's pretty funny.
There really needs to be a figure of this era of Rock in the jacket as an accessory.
No one took a stunner like he did, though.
Oh,
no one took a stunner like he did.
1, 2, nope. Oh,
I think these were the only 2 guys who allowed each other to kick out of their finishers.
Yes.
There's no doubt that these two had special agreement.
This was before it became a trope.
Yeah,
to
big
kick
trope.
out of the finishers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course, Rock fucked up Steve's vest by ripping it because he's been wrestling in it.
Yeah. That's going to decrease the value on the next season of Most Wanted Treasures.
Exactly. Have to put it in the in front of Titan Towers in the glass case. They sold when I was at the Superstore in Dallas in 2022. They had Austin vests. I think they were like $125. I don't remember what they said on them though. I don't think they said OMR though. Would have been cool. If it did, I would have bought one for Dr. G. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
Yeah, these last 5 minutes have been pretty hot.
Yes. Oh, I agree, JR. We're seeing one hell of a match.
Yes, we are. I think we're getting to the climax here.
Yes.
Rock is.
Oh, they can sense it.
Oh. Wow. I think they're both also realizing we're getting to the gravity of the moment, too.
Yeah, the crowd's realizing it, too.
Yep. It's just, again, two guys who know how to paint the picture. Austin's getting up as slow as he possibly can.
There it is.
Yep. It took 3 rock bottoms.
And The Rock finally gets his WrestleMania win over Austin.
Yep. And he just shoved Earl out of the way.
Yep.
And he's telling Earl, get the fuck out of the way. After I saw that, I remember sitting on the couch in the house, our friend Mike, whose we never missed a pay-per-view for years and years. And I remember looking at, after watching that, and I remember turning to the doctor, who, like I've told you, is probably the biggest Steve Austin fan I know. And I said to him, I think you might have seen the last one. I said, I don't know what just happened there, or what Rock just mumbled to him, but I feel like we just watched something. I feel like we just watched something we weren't supposed to watch. That moment there at the end, where he kept shoving Earl away. I kept saying, I said to G, I said, I think we just watched something we weren't supposed to watch.
Yeah.
And
we wouldn't see Austin back in the ring again until WrestleMania 38.
That's right. I was there, and oh my God,
there's Danny and
Mama Maivia.
Yep. Because Rock's grandma was there too.
Yeah. And Mama Johnson.
Dave gave this 4 stars.
It was
a 4-star match.
Pretty comfortable. And I gave this match, so I think I graded four matches on this show. I think 4 matches on this show are on my top 100. I gave Vincent Hogan 97. I gave this 90. This was 90 on my list.
So you go by Total Extreme Wrestling rating, not no stars.
No, I don't remember how we graded. Well, we did the template when we did the top 100 when we did our ballots on the PlaceToBeNation.com. Yeah, I even said this. Played his music.
Yep.
Walked out by himself. I said to the doctor, I think this is it.
The end of an era.
Yeah, I think this is it. And he was starting to. I could see it in his eyes. I think he knew the moment was setting in. I think the last time he was going to see his guy until 2022.
And I gotta say, that Owens match, like, for someone who was not in the ring for 19 years, That was an incredible match.
Oh, absolutely. Totally. He had a guy in the ring who took care of him. He trusted. Kind of like when Shawn trusted Triple H at SummerSlam 02. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I think it's bothering JR. I think JR realized it too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty I love how the stage is that close from the outfield. The wall.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
It's only one Texas rattlesnake, and there'll never be
another like him. Wonder why you said that, JR. There can only be one rattlesnake. That I can get. But why would you say, and there'll never be another like him?
And now this is Michael and Taz's time to.
Yeah. And this was the match they trusted to go last.
And we didn't know what was going to happen going into this.
No. We didn't know what kind of match we were going to get. We didn't know if these two had any chemistry. Yeah, we knew they're both amazing workers. But listen, we didn't know what kind of in-ring guy Brock could have been he hadn't had a 5-star match to this point. If you think about it, you know? We knew the kid was a stud. That we had no problem with. It was just, if this feud was compelling enough to make people care about being on last. Or if this match was going to be good enough for people to care that it went on last.
Yeah.
Because at least one guy in every match preceding this one main evented a main event and cashed into the pay window. Yeah.
Now,
as Dusty would say.
Now, hold on. This is when we thought we were going to get the match between these 2 weeks early, but then. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Oh. I see. That, I think, was clever, him using Eric as the switcheroo.
It's the second time he's ever done it. He did it to Taker.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this step. Yeah, Stephanie put, if Kurt gets DQ'd or counted out, he loses the title.
Oh.
So, yeah, there's going to be a decisive winner in this match. Man.
I think people were just a little worried.
Yep.
If this match was going to be compelling enough for people to. Well, it was too late. I mean, we were kind of screwed. But Did this feud mean enough for people to have? I mean, people already paid for it too. Maybe the live. I mean, I guess it's a reverb effect. Would have whatever happened now help things down the line?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we didn't know what was going to happen to Kurt after this match.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought at the time he'd be taking the year off like Edge did the previous month.
Right.
But we didn't know that he discovered, oh yeah, I can get this surgery and come back in like 3 to 4 months. Which I forget was I forget the type of surgery Kurt had for the.
It was a neck surgery, and it was kind of like what Austin had, where instead of going through the back of your neck, which would have been a year, they went through the front near the collarbone and behind the, like, it was, obviously it was very tricky because I think they'd go like behind his esophagus or whatever and fix it that way, and it would have been. So the surgery was more delicate and I think longer, but it led to shorter heal time. Easy surgery, longer heal time.
Doo-doo.
And of course, Cole, here comes the pain.
Taz with the Here Comes the Pain.
It's a rocket buster.
The rocket buster.
I played SmackDown Here Comes the Pain often.
Just for the theme.
Yep. I mean, bona fide Hall of Fame guys all wrestled before these two.
Yeah.
It was still a gamble. It was definitely a gamble.
Well, for Kurt, this is his fourth Mania. This is Brock's first.
Correct. Kurt has been in each of the last three, 2000, 2001, and 2002.
Oh, we had a very 2003 sign in the crowd there. Scotsman fears Scott Keith.
Somebody had a sign that said, "Where are my pants?" That's very 2003.
Oh.
Krusty.
Not with a K for Krusty the Clown.
No.
I don't get it. But man, look at Brock's cauliflower ear there.
Oof.
Okay, so while we're about to start this match, I'll go over the TV for this night instead of if you weren't watching the pay-per-view this night, and then Scott, you can go over the May ballot for next month.
That's exactly what I was going to do, but go ahead.
Okay, so for CBS, obviously we had the NCAA basketball regional finals doing the overruns here. 60 Minutes, My Big Fat Greek Life, which was that terrible TV spinoff of My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yes.
Whatever. Becker, and then the CBS Sunday movie Shanghai Noon with Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan. Fox, we had Futurama at 7, King of the Hill at 7:30, The Simpsons at 8, Oliver Bean at 8:30, Malcolm in the Middle at 9, and the pilot of something called The Pits. I have no idea what the F that is. At 9:30. Maybe we'll cover it one day. I don't know. NBC, Dateline NBC at 7, American Dreams at 8, Law and Order Criminal Intent, which won the night with a 9-6 and a 14 share. Boomtown at 10. And ABC, we have Wonderful World of Disney at 7, The Kid with Bruce Willis, and then Alias at 9. And then, I forgot. Do you remember the Dragnet reboot with Ed O'Neill?
Yes, I did.
That was on at 10.
Oof.
Yeah. There was actually a new episode of 6 Feet Under on HBO that night.
I have to delve into that show. I never watched it. Two guys I like, Peter Krause and Michael C. Hall.
Yeah. Dexter.
And Bill from Cap from 911. Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning that the May that the May ballot was going to have three different promotions in the ballot slots.
Yes.
Okay?
And two of them we used last year in this month.
Yes. Now, to counter that, I'm just cheating a little bit. June's ballot, they're all going to be from the same promotion. So, but we'll get to that next month. All right. Slot A, TNA Hard Justice 2005. Trying to remember what that main event was.
The main event is Jeff against AJ for the NWA title with Tito Ortiz as a special guest ref.
No wonder we mentioned Tito Ortiz. Number 2, WWE Over the Limit 2012, which has one of my favorite matches of all time that is also on my GWW list, and that is the match between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, which is not the main event because we had to have that crap. You want to talk about it? You want to see Scott Scorch Smurf? It's been a while. Wait till we get to that. The fucking Cena Johnny shit. But if you pick it, that's what you're going to get.
Okay.
Smurf, which is highly entertaining. And slot number 3, because it is now available, AEW Double or Nothing 2019. Now, I know that I watched it already. I've watched it recently if you watched Place Be Nation's main event, but I'll watch anything again within reason. And I'm curious. I am curious what Greg will think when we watch it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it with somebody different. So
yeah, I watched it actually when all the AEW stuff started coming to Max on around New Year's. So
okay. So it's fresh in your mind too. So
yes.
We'll watch it. So please feel free to vote for it. Greg and I have no problem watching it again. So there it is. Your choices for the May WrestleTRAXX ballot are TNA Hard Justice 2005, WWE Over the Limit 2012, and AEW Double or Nothing 2019. The premier pay-per-view of the promotion.
And I should note, if you don't have TNA Plus, Hard Justice 2005 is available to stream on the TNA YouTube channel.
Yes. They do a lot on the YouTube channel, actually. To be honest with you, I might actually use that instead of I might actually use that. Greg, we're doing a little inside baseball here. I may actually use that instead of the TNA Plus app because on my Fire TV it gets a little chunky. So
yeah,
I may actually use that. So
I may only use it to watch the old Impact. So
yeah. So anyway, there you go. TNA Hard Justice 2005, WWE Over the Limit 2012, AEW Double or Nothing 2019. There is your ballot. We will drop it this coming Monday, May 5th. May the 4th be with you is Sunday.
It's Revenge of the 5th.
It's Revenge of the 5th after May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
And we'll keep it up for 7 days until the following Monday, May 12th. And then we'll record it. It'll be up at the end of the month. And then again, to counter that, June's ballot is all going to be from the same promotion. So, but we're not telling you which one.
No.
And right now, just to give you guys a heads up, because we usually like to look ahead, we're currently thinking about making July our next fan choice ballot.
Yep.
What we do there is we ask you not to vote on a ballot, but make the ballot. Give us anything July you would like to watch. Again, got to be the only prerequisite is it obviously had to have taken place in the month of July, and it has to be something easily attainable for Greg and I to watch it. So it could be WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA, ROH,
AEW,
sort of. I don't know what anything in July is in AEW, but maybe a Dynamite if they load enough of them onto Max, but we'll
Max,
see.
yeah.
But anyway, at least WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA, and ROH, because we both have Watch ROH. So
actually, I don't have Watch ROH.
I have it. I'll give it to you.
Okay, good.
I was trying not to inside baseball that, Greg, because then they're gonna want me to sell my login.
You know what? I will pay for anything, so I will. I'll gladly pay.
If you if you get on the WrestleTRAXX, everybody, the TV screens above your seats will have Watch ROH on.
Yeah.
In any event, pick an ROH show if you want. Just leave it at that. Don't worry about how Greg and I watch it.
Yeah,
pick an ROH show if you want.
Yeah, because Lord knows Tony needs to pay Travis Hunter's salary soon.
Exactly. So what we're telling you is start thinking. Think about it. We're here now. As you're listening to this, it's the last day of April. Think about it. Think about July shows in wrestling history that you've loved. And when we put up the thread on the Place to Be Facebook page, let us know what shows you'd like to see, and then stuff that has the most choices, we'll pick. Greg and I arbitrarily will pick 3, and we'll put it on the ballot for you to vote for.
Yeah,
we're thinking of doing it again at some point towards the end of the year.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe December. We don't know.
Yeah. I will say, I think, what spot I would have loved to have sat in? I would have loved to have sat in the Safeco Field press box for this show. If you look at there.
What's that?
That's the press box at Safeco.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a cool, angle to watch it.
Yeah, I agree. Because you could see, because it looked like it was right across from the ramp. So that would have been cool. Where do I have this match now?
Actually, I need to find my my ballot. So
mine's in my Google Sheets. So
yeah, it's in my Google Drive. So let me just get it.
Mine is easily attainable. Let's see.
Okay.
So I believe I have 5. I think I have 4 matches from this show on that ballot.
Okay, hang on a second.
Let's see.
Okay. All right. Actually, I don't have this match on this ballot.
Really? Okay.
I have 4 Kurt matches, okay? At 79, I have the Iron Man match with Brock later that year on SmackDown. At 78, I have the match with him and Ronda against Hunter and Stephanie at WrestleMania 34. 68, I have the Mysterio match from SummerSlam 02.
Oh, I don't have this match either.
And then 57, I have the WrestleMania 21 match with Shawn.
Oh, in terms of Kurt matches?
Yeah, and Kurt matches.
Yeah. No, the only 3 matches from this card that I have is Shawn Jericho, Rock, Steve, and Hogan Vince.
Okay, for Brock matches, I have 3. 90, I have the Goldberg match at WrestleMania 33. The best 5-minute match of all time. The triple threat title match at Rumble 15 with Cena and Seth.
Uh-huh.
And then the Iron Man match on SmackDown.
Oh, you're talking about Brock? All right.
Yeah.
I have... let's see what I have for... Well, I know Kurt, I have at least 2 because I have both his matches with... My highest match... I'll do Kurt first. Let's see. Let's see. Kurt Angle. I have the triple threat from Vengeance 03 at number 80. I have the triple threat from Vengeance 02. Undertaker, Rock, and Kurt. I have Rock and Kurt from No Way Out 01. I have Steve and Kurt from SummerSlam 01. I have Kurt and Taker from No Way Out 06. Uh, I know I have at least 2 Kurts left, but I have Kurt and Benoit versus Edge and Ray, the finals of the SmackDown Tag Team Title Tournament from No Mercy '02. I have Kurt and Benoit from the '03 Rumble. I have the two Kurt Shawn matches from WrestleMania 21 and Vengeance, and I have these two from the SmackDown later on in the year, the Iron Man. That's my highest Kurt match. It's my highest Brock match. I have this match from SmackDown in '03, the Iron Man, as my number 11 match.
Okay.
As for Brock, I have him and Punk from SummerSlam 13. I have him and Taker, the Hell in a Cell from No Mercy '02. I love that match. That match is so violent. I think I have at least one more Brock match. Hold on. I actually have Brock and Eddie from No Way Out '04.
Oh.
I have that match at 63. I think that's it. Oh, and I told you I have the triple threat with these two and Big Show from Vengeance '03, which I'm actually going to watch this week because Vengeance '03 is coming up on my Chrono Watch.
Okay, I haven't seen that match since it aired, so.
Yeah, I would. I don't know about the rest of that show. Like, you got Vince and Zach Gowen.
Hold on. I think no.
You have a very cool. You know what, Greg? You should at least watch the Open because the Open is that awesome Vince Open where he goes, "I'm the master puppeteer on the stage of fools." It's the Big Show. It's Sable and me. It's such like top flight Vince in that Open. It's so great. It's such top flight scuzzball Vince. It's amazing.
Vince was at his absolute most insane in that period.
Yeah, he literally was his most batshit fucking weirdo in 2003.
Then I think he gets even more insane, I think, maybe later in the year when he does that promo about what he's going to do the Undertaker to Heyman.
Yeah.
You remember? Terrorists are going to burn down the Undertaker's house. I think someone actually dubbed that promo and put the Laura Palmer theme to Twin Peaks in it, and it makes it more hilarious. Dun 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 dun
dun dun dun. The fuck? So weird. This has been a fun match.
Yeah.
Have they captivated the crowd for making it the main event? I kind of think so. I think the fans trusted both these guys. So.
And Kurt knew he had to go all out to make this amazing.
Right.
Despite the bad neck and all, give him a lot of credit. He's given one hell of a performance.
He absolutely is. Totally. Seeing the fact that Brock's been wearing like the loose Jimmy John's shorts for like the last 10 years.
Oh yeah.
It's still weird. It's still weird when I go back and he's actually wearing like regular tights. It's funny.
That's why he became MMA shooter Brock.
Yep.
F-
I think here it is.
I was like, oh, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, this is it.
That's it. He just cover him, Brock, and that'll be it. Yep. That's it. Yep, we got a new. What? What?
Wait a minute. Who's that wearing red, white, and blue hoodie and boots and underwear coming down the ramp?
Wait, what?
Oh no! Wearing Kurt Angle underoos, it's Stanley Blackburn.
Oh no!
When did he get Kurt Angle underoos? That should be came out. Well, he was definitely wearing Vern Gagne underoos all those years. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, is Brock gonna tap?
What if to get back at Hogan, because he screwed Hogan at Super Sunday.
Oh, he's gonna screw
Stanley
Brock.
Blackburn brought in Piper.
Oh, fuck! I didn't even realize that. We should have realized that during the match. Yes.
Yep.
That fucking
Stanley Blackburn. You want to badmouth me after you rightfully lost at Super Sunday because we talked about going over the top rope.
Fucking piece of shit, Stanley Blackburn ruining
everything. So he brings in Piper.
Oh, fucking asshole.
Well, thank God that during the steroids trial, it wasn't going to be Stanley Blackburn taking over WWF. So.
Oh yeah. Oh God, we would have found something else if that happened to watch.
King of the Ring we would have had King of the Ring cereal wars.
Oh.
Yeah.
We would have had that freaking. I'm surprised we didn't have as a heel manager that guy who was like talking about war plans or whatever.
Oh yeah, war plans for Post. Oh God, that guy was insane.
AWA really should have hired him as like a heel character.
Totally.
Their business would have exploded throughout the roof.
He could have been heel announcer with Bischoff. It would have been great. Uh-oh.
2 F5s he's kicked out of. Wait.
Why does he keep looking at the top rope?
Why is he looking at the top? What? What's he? What? Why is he going up? Whoa. Yeah, cover him, Brock. What are you doing?
What are they saying in the back, you think?
Oh my. Are you kidding?
What the hell?
Oh my.
He pretty much just pile drove himself.
Oh. Now, you see, here's the problem, Scott. The way Kurt was positioned was like, why did he not move him like a couple inches farther to do before he did that?
Or take the other corner. I think that's just, because it would have ruined the camera shot. I think that's just an experience. I think that's an experience.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Now, taking away from, the screw up at the end, it was a very good match.
Yes.
And the crowd liked Brock enough that this was a good enough finish for them. And just what an amazing WrestleMania. I mean, it really is. I mean, he fucking pile drove himself.
I guess his head kind of hit Kurt, maybe. But, you can tell Brock is concussed.
Yeah, he's a mess.
He is in outer space right now.
Yeah, the fact that he knew to hit the finisher
The era of the animal, Brock Lesnar, has arrived.
I mean, yeah, he definitely looks like he's somewhere else. It's insane.
It is. Man.
I mean, you had a ton of guys that worked their asses off on this show that were all about to go under the knife in some capacity.
Now that's
even if it's small.
Now that was an iconic shot right there with the belt and
yep.
Brock sitting there.
I love that belt too.
Yeah, it's an underrated belt.
It really is an underrated belt. I have to say, I think it is an underrated belt. And they hugged.
And Cole announced it next year, Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania 20.
I didn't realize they did that.
They did a year early, yeah. Well, obviously, because we had the 20th anniversary, so where else was it going to be? Yep, that's the attendance again, 54,000. There's that Windows Media Player from Matt again. As we see the montage to the Limp Bizkit theme again. So the main event, Scott, was 4.25 stars by Dave. He rated this.
Okay.
So let me just look. So the last 5 matches, Dave rated at least 3 stars or better. Gave Shawn and Jericho 4.25. Triple H and Booker got 3.25. Hogan and Vince got 3 stars. Brock and Austin got 4. And then Brock and Kurt got 4.25. So this, I think, I think 17 is the better show.
Yeah, I think so too.
But for like match quality, 19 is better. If that makes sense.
I'll say average match grade might go to this show, but I think number of better matches goes to 17.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yep.
I think the matches are more consistent grade-wise at 17, but the match grades here are almost through the roof. Like I said, you literally have 5 matches on this show that all could main event a WrestleMania, and one of them did twice. So we're getting our montage. So overall, I think it's definitely one of the better shows that we've watched here on the TRAXX.
Yep.
Now we've watched 2 iconic WrestleManias because back-to-back years. Because last year we watched WrestleMania 6, which is one of our favorites ever. And that match quality, match for match, is not great, but it's hard to grade Federation era WrestleManias. It's very different. That main event is, grade-wise beats all of these. So, as we are tailing out, we'll wrap this up. Greg, pleasure as always. Thank you.
Yep.
All the great stats. check all of our stuff on the PTB Wrestling Network, the No So, Jenny Position, the Backbone, Greg's new feed. Let us know the exact name again.
Oh yeah, it was a thing on TV.com. We will at some point, because we at some point, I think in May, I think we will be a full-time network starting in May. So
Okay.
I can't confirm the exact date yet, but sometime we will be. And you can also listen to It Was a Thing on TV there, my podcast I do with Mike and Chico, and also the Squared Circle Time Machine with my pal Dean Wojcik, where we go over some interesting stuff throughout wrestling history. In fact, Scott, on the Vault channel, we just watched Paul Bear's Hits from the Crypt.
Oh, that's a great Coliseum video.
That'll be coming up soon, and you'll get to hear my wonderful Paul Bear impression.
Oh yeah. It's awesome. Again, check out all the great stuff all over all of our feeds. Yep. For Greg, I'm Scott. Thanks for taking a ride, and we will see you in May on the WrestleTRAXX.
The ball is tipped. There you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. All those years, no one knows just how hard you work. But now it shows that one shining moment you reached deep inside. In one shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew that one shining moment you reached for the sky. One shining moment you knew. One shining moment you willing to try. One shining moment you knew. One shining moment.